the top of the hour. We say
Oh, really? I can't see
what
the
do you
clock.
say we do a rehash on? Let's see. Let's go with Brenda on her inspiration project.
A what? What is it?
On Brenda's inspiration project that she
Never
is
heard of,
running.
never heard of an inspiration. What the heck is an
We
inspiration?
renamed it, Eddie.
We renamed it, Eddie.
We
So let's go.
renamed the project. So we have an inspiration project.
So Brenda's going to describe it again, and we had our initial inspiration project challenge accepted last week, and Scott from Red Deer has already messaged and said he's got his piece ready. So Brenda is going to introduce the program again, the inspiration program again. Go down the criteria on it. That way, everybody can be thinking about the elements to what's involved for when we call on it later in the program. So without further ado, let's go to Brenda.
Wait. How do I join, Brenda? How do I join?
You're already there. You're already there.
Oh, I'm in?
You're in.
Is Ruby in?
Sure,
Yes,
she
Ruby.
is.
Ruby's here too.
All right.
All right. So first of all, we're doing this hoping to get some of the new members more involved. Okay. So it's kind of basically for the new members that have not shown yet, you know, or gotta forgive my hair tonight. This is
It looks good to me.
Yeah.
It looks good.
So anyway, so what we're gonna do is, like we did last week, we picked a person, then we asked that person to give a challenge and picked another person to accept the challenge or the inspiration. Last week we had,
So hold on, Brenda. So the first person that is selected is to come up with 2 elements for a turning. And then Brenda's going to roll dice for a number to select whatever the number that is for that individual to see if they want to take on
from that
turning that inspiration that was identified in step number 1. So
yes, we'll ask that person if they will accept it.
Right. And so right now, everybody needs to be thinking about, if you get called on, what is a project that has 2 elements to contain 2 elements of turning for somebody else to accept, to do, and to turn and show next week or the following week, preferably next week. But if it takes longer, you know, that's fine as well.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brenda.
2 elements such as, you know, you want something with maybe so many coves in it, or a certain size, or, you know, you want a bowl with this in it, or
movable rings.
pedestal. Just
movable rings on a hook. Like, who did that last week? That was Grinstead last week did that.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. You know, those kinds of little unique features you can put in anything that I can turn.
Yeah. We're just hoping to keep, you know, hoping to get some of the new members more involved.
More facilitation.
And more
interaction.
Relaxed or comfortable with sharing and things.
Right.
Okay.
So the features could be as easy as wire burning or scoring or.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So I got my own hand to do in my own mind what I'd like you to do to a piece of turning.
Right.
That's what we're asking. Yes.
That's what we're asking for the first individual to identify 2 elements of a turning.
And we're calling this inspiration.
It's the inspiration project.
Y'all came up with this? Wow. Well, Brenda came
in
up
a dream one night.
You did? You need to quit eating that Spanish food.
Could become a nightmare.
Yeah, kept me up all night.
Right.
But anyway.
So let's go to last week's participant that
Okay.
accepted.
Let's go to
And-
Scott.
And if you find Scott
Yeah.
before I do, go ahead and pull him up.
Where's he at?
I found him. There we
Okay.
go.
There we go.
Hello there, sir.
Hello,
Thank
how are you
for
guys
coming
tonight?
on. We're doing great.
Hello there.
Let me just say that what the challenge was, or the inspiration was last week. Scott was challenged to do something that would fit inside of a 5x5 box with a natural edge.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
and I guess I was supposed to tell you that was my first ever meeting that I was at last week.
Oh,
Outstanding.
I-
You came back.
You mentioned that,
Take it
Scott.
away.
Which told me maybe I don't want to come to any more.
No, no, look
no,
at
no,
you.
no.
Sorry.
No.
This is
Um,
exactly what we're after.
Yeah, so what I turned
ooh,
that.
is
Ooh,
It's,
nice.
I'd call it Manitoba maple. You guys would call it
Box elder. flame
box
Box
elder.
elder.
elder, but it does have the live edge.
love it.
And it does have a lid. I've kind of put a shoulder in there and hollowed it out inside, and then the lid is completely live edge. And then I was
Beautiful.
given some Caragana, and I thought I'm gonna have trouble taking that off, so I turned a little knob out of the Caragana. So
Very nice.
That's
So-
very pretty.
That's an
Yeah,
outstanding piece, Scott.
very nice
Great.
piece.
Great job.
Great
You're a
job.
very good turner.
Yes, yes.
I'm glad you came back.
Well-
Believe me.
well, I appreciate it. I will say it was kind of right up my alley, because that's kind of my
Ooh,
Your
that's
forte.
kind of my shtick is small.
there you go, and
Small
love the
bowls,
shine you're
so-
getting. What kind of
so-
Those are
finish do you
gorgeous, bud.
use?
On these I put just some lacquer.
Beautiful.
Outstanding, Scott.
You're a very good turner.
Yes.
No, I get lucky once in a while.
We all do.
I-
The wood definitely asks you and tells you what it wants to be.
Yes. And it was funny because I told my wife about the challenge last week, and I went out and I've got a garbage can that I've got all kinds of pieces of wood, and I opened the lid and that live edge piece was sitting right on top, and I thought
Perfect.
so it worked out well.
Perfect. Perfect.
You did a lovely job on them.
Thank you.
Real
Great
good,
job,
good,
sir.
good, good.
And thank you for coming back, and thank you for participating, and thank you for showing how easy it is to do.
Well, I won't tell you how many swear words I used.
You can
No
say how
worries.
many, you just can't say which one.
Hey, what happens in the shop stays in the shop.
That's right. Um,
Great.
I will also say somebody posted this week to show pictures of your shop, and I took a couple pictures, but it sure would be nice if more people to show pictures. Mine's kind of a pigsty, but I showed it anyways, so I'd
That would mean I'd
encourage.
have to clean.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
And then
Why-
when I clean, I can't
I go
find
look
any.
for my feet, my shit.
I had to clean to get to pigsty stage, so let's put it that way.
I feel
Very
you.
good.
Yeah,
Take
that's
the
where mine
pictures.
is all
You're
the
in,
time.
you're in good company, Steve.
Absolutely.
Your
I sort
tailgate pulled. Your tailgate pulled right up in front. You're
Take
Yeah.
the pictures when
your shop's new, and then you don't have to take them after that.
Right.
Yeah.
Keep you on the
I
same
sort of
page.
revel. I sort of revel in in how messy my shop is. It gives me an excuse to turn down free wood.
Well,
You know, I was reminded this morning because somebody was asking about looking at my shop while I was turning live. My grandfather was a PhD, and he was a brilliant man and a leader in special education in the late 60s and 70s. Developed special education programs at universities, and he always had a sign in his office that said, a messy desk means a brilliant mind." And I think the same could be said for our shops. A messy shop means a
We're all
brilliant
geniuses
mind.
then, bud.
Yes.
We're all geniuses.
Oh, me especially, I guess.
Yeah, yours is named messy.
It is. It
I
is.
gotta tell you, Billy, yours is spotless compared to mine.
Actually, it's
Thank
looking a
you.
little better than mine too.
Y'all are looking at what I'm looking at.
He's got the camera pointed in the good direction.
Back when I was still working for a living, I had a boss once tell me my desk was always cluttered. I knew everything was, but it was cluttered. And he said, a cluttered desk is a sign of a cluttered mind. And his desk was always empty and spotless. And I said, if that's the case, what's an empty desk a sign of?
Exactly.
I wasn't very popular with him.
Yeah.
Don't
My
promote
problem
it.
is when I clean, then I can't find anything.
Mhm.
Yeah, when I was working, my desk was always stacked with various papers and reports that in process or completed. And whenever my boss would come to me on something, always knew where it was at. Yep, it's right here. I knew where my organized mess was at.
Yep.
Because the minute you put it up, now you can't find it.
Yep.
And it looks like you need more work.
Yeah.
That as well. That as
Andrew
well.
said a messy shop is a happy mind.
Right.
Yep. Amen.
Then I must be ecstatic.
All right. All right. So let's go back to Brenda. She's going to reiterate the inspiration program again, and then we're going to start some gallery.
Okay, so what we're doing is trying to get the new people involved, right? So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna roll a dice in a little bit and pick a name. And I'm gonna ask that person for 2 elements of a turning. And then we'll pick another person and see if they will accept that inspirational project challenge, whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
I like the inspiration part more than the challenge part.
Yeah.
Inspiration project. Eliminate challenge.
It's hard to not say challenge though.
Don't say it.
Inspiration project.
All right. Inspirational project. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, we throw an idea out there and you run with it. There you go. How's that?
Right.
Simple as that,
Amen.
everybody.
Sounds good.
I
All right,
like
thank
this.
you,
I
Brenda.
like this.
And yes, you can pass, Craig. Craig says, can you pass? Yes, you can pass. You do not have to accept the challenge.
Right. There's no bullying,
Nope.
so it's all good. All right, so let's start some gallery. So I have a piece that I'd like to show.
You'd think he'd be ready, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's a clean
Yeah,
empty
yeah.
shop.
So got a piece of black walnut.
Wow.
And
Wow.
so it's a natural edge. It will not fit in a 5x5. It's about 10 inches from point to point. It's hollowed out on the inside,
Wow.
3/16 of an inch. Still trying to decide whether I'm going to put a cap. I've got the finial turned. I've turned multiple caps. Every time I put one on there, it just does not look good. It takes away from the piece, my opinion.
You got to wonder when it comes up, you've got 2 beautiful wings coming up there. Anything you put in the center can't draw more attention than those 2 wings.
Right. And that's sort of what the problem is with the finial and cap. It draws away from it. So the green that you see is Mojave green turquoise stuck into the cracks. And of course it's finished with my typical polymerizing tongue oil.
Super shine.
So it's literally
That ain't very shiny, Dane.
Yeah.
but it's the oil on that thing.
It's not
Wow.
like you can't see the
Little dull. Huh? I can read what's on that tablet.
Yeah.
I could shave in it.
yeah.
Not
I
that
can see
would.
myself in it from here.
Oh, you can. In
What-
fact,
what- what about
I put a picture
what
on the
about a- what-
Facebook page where I had a piece of paper written backwards. It says mirror finish, and you can read mirror finish on the.
That's great.
It's on
What
Facebook now.
what about a ribbon finial with a walnut made up from walnut with a natural edge?
I did that as well, and the finial, it just takes away from it, Matt.
Okay, all right, all right.
I've done,
Well, you-
done
you-
skinny finials,
I
small
think
just a
button
little up.
finials. And so what my wife told me to do was to set it aside and come back to it later.
Hey,
And
hey,
so-
hey,
I
Dave,
like
So I got,
Heather's
so I got, so I
suggestion.
got the twin on the lathe here. the
I
other-
do
the
too.
other
I
half.
like,
Wow.
I like Heather's
hey,
suggestion
hey,
there.
Dave, do you ever
Yeah.
think of maybe making that lid the same kind of shape with the wings like the bow is?
Yeah, well, that was my first thing. I did a natural edge.
I think that's
I
where
did.
it would
I
send
did.
it up.
It's the whole thing with capping the finial. It just takes away from the actual vessel itself. Your eye goes to the cap and finial. So yeah, I did a small natural edge with a finial, with a button, a plain white. I used the sapwood of box elder. Put the finial on. Still the same thing. White didn't look good. Dark didn't look good.
Just,
So-
just a dome to match the curvature of the box itself.
Right.
And I was doing the dome. It
Really?
just literally, I mean, it just takes away. It's like crap.
You-
That looks like shit.
Even if it just followed the line of the bowl up.
Yeah, it's got, I've been doing them with the perfect, it completes the curve.
Okay.
And then if
Hey,
you do a
Dane.
flat one, it takes away
No,
from
man.
it.
Did
That's
you
the
say-
problem with turning such a gorgeous piece.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Dane, did you
Well,
say you tried a small natural edge piece
Yes,
that looked like the wings of the natural edge itself?
yes.
Because that's what I was thinking would look good.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what
I thought it, immediately, that's what I thought, do to, replicate it,
Yeah,
and that was my first, I'm like, got done with it, put it on there, and I'm like, wow, this looks like, dog
Hey,
doo-doo.
also sometimes a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller makes a big difference too.
Oh, it
Yeah.
does.
You know?
So I, I use my calipers on it, for my golden mean.
No, I
And
mean
so-
in
so
a
I'm
person's
staying-
mind and vision. I mean like mind and vision. The same thing. Sometimes you just get it to the right size. It's like bingo. You flip a switch.
Sure.
know?
So, my wife said, because I worked on it all weekend, just turning cap after cap after cap after I'd been turning finial after finial to figure out the finial design that I wanted. And yeah, so at the moment, it's mothballed. See what I come up with on this one here. I've got a little bit of a different shape for the vessel end of it. And we'll go from there. So
Was that wood dry?
yeah.
Nice job.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So how did you finish that?
Like normal, tongue oil.
So
Bold
tongue
linseed
oil first.
Bold linseed oil on first. 400 grit sandpaper. Natured alcohol to wipe it off. My 60-40 thinned tongue oil. Wipe it on. I think might have put 2 coats of the.
But you're not friction it. You don't have it on the lathe doing it and
No, I'm
burning
doing-
it. Friction
no, it's
up.
total-
So okay,
it's all- it's all off.
you're by yourself and you're doing it. Okay.
Yep. And then it's got 6 100% strength coats of tongue oil on it, and Minwax is what I use at the moment.
Yeah, just make a flat plug that has the bark. Just looks like a piece of bark over the top.
Yeah. So how many times did you apply that?
It's got 6 coats on it, Al.
6. Okay. I've got it here. I'm sorry behind me. I'm sorry.
No worries. So, yeah, that's me for this evening. All right,
Beautiful
let's
stuff there, Dane.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, let's go to Craig. Hey, Craig.
Hey, I can't see any of y'all. All I see is the blocks with the names.
Huh,
And,
we see you. We see you.
okay, well, I see me, and there's about 5 or 6, but I saw none of Dane's work, so it is what it is.
Oh, wow.
Can
I have
can somebody
gotten back-
tell, can somebody tell him how to click off his tile for himself to where he can see?
It's up in a gallery where there's 9 dots in a square. And
I
that
know,
gives,
I've got that selected. I've got that selected.
No,
but there's
unselected.
Every,
Huh. Well, right now you're gonna see yourself because you're highlighted.
On the top left, does it
Yeah.
say remove spotlight?
so-
no, he's not a
Top left?
co-host.
No, it's, go ahead, Craig.
okay, well, I finally got back into my turning after a little hiatus and everything. But some of the bowls, this is one of the bowls that I just finished. Started it and finished turning it last month.
Beautiful.
And I try to do the live edge. Sometimes the bark comes off, and I try to leave any imperfections that are there so we can enjoy
Mhm.
that. And I always like to turn the bottoms of the bowls. But
Nice.
this one here's I did a high gloss on this one, polyurethane.
Very nice.
This one here is by the way, this is all fogwood found on ground.
Hmm.
But the first two I did the golden oak stain to it, and then polyurethane. This was a semi-gloss.
Nice.
And again, a little bit of natural imperfections there. And I hadn't been a real big fan of the maple stains, but this actually seems to have come out pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some live edge in here.
Beautiful.
And each one, like I heard somebody say, I have a basic idea of what I want a bowl to look like when I start, but I have no idea until I actually get into it what it's going to look like.
Can I see the
It's
bottom
kind
of
of
it again?
like, huh?
Can I see the bottom of that again?
Oh, sure.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I like that little bump in the middle there. Instead of flat, I like that
Yeah,
little,
it's something different.
that's cool.
I do, and I've been trying to figure a way of marking my work and everything. And I made the mistake. I can't remember which stain it was, but I made the mistake of writing it with a pen. When I put the stain on there and then the polyurethane,
Mm.
the ink disappeared. It was like the solvent just disappeared the ink. So I wood burn it now. And this is the one I got to be a little bit careful. I just put the polyurethane first coat on the inside and around the rim. This was, see if I can turn it that way without messing things up.
There we go. Nice.
But this one I had a problem with because on the bottom for my chuck, I had the area I had too thin, and as it was turning when I was working on the inside of the bowl, the wood started to crack. So all of a sudden it started wobbling on me. Problem was I had already drilled several holes into the center with my Forstner bits. So I had to make a plug to fit in the center so I could put the chuck back on that so I could recut the bottom. Because even though it's all the same wood, some of the wood seems to be softer and weaker. Other parts are rock hard. So, but like I said, I like the live edge and the different looks it gives, and I like to do the. I don't wire burn. I've got some heavy duty thin nylon wax coated line that I use, and to put burn marks all the way around it.
Nice job.
Good job, Scott.
Thank
Or
you.
Craig.
Thank you.
Very, very nice.
Gorgeous work.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's, go
I'm
across
gonna,
the pond.
I'm gonna log out and see if I can log back in.
Okay. All right, Wayne, we got you now.
Good evening, guys. Hope you're all doing very well. Couple of pieces. Can't remember if I've shown this one or not, but this was one from a couple of weeks ago.
Wow.
Just a bit of a wall hanging with
Yeah,
some
you got better light
some-
going on right now, so yeah, it looks good.
yeah
like-
some color change going in there, and one from another colored platter, which is
I love
The-
that one.
That is
yeah
gorgeous.
this is the Galaxy platter.
That is nice.
I like the starburst effect.
Yeah, the Starburst is done with chameleon flakes from the Tiny Turner's workshop. That's what the Starburst is done with, but some nice color shift in there as well. So that's just a couple of pieces I've done in the last couple of weeks.
Pretty
And,
Wayne, was it
um,
perspective or was that last one very slightly off center?
No, I think it's just a
It's
perspective.
perspective. Okay.
Yeah,
It's parallax from your camera lens.
yeah, it's not off center. No,
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank
It
you
is
so much.
gorgeous.
thank you, thank you.
Good.
So that was mine. So I'll let you get on with the rest of them.
Right on. Thanks, Wayne. All
Cheers,
right,
man.
Let's go to Mr. Johnson. Hey, Howard.
How are we doing tonight?
Doing good.
Hey, good, great. Hey, I haven't done any turning type stuff, but I've done some stuff. I missed tips and tricks last time. And so I built something for my lathe and I thought I'd share with everybody and maybe I can get it to where you can see it here. I don't know if it'll come into focus here. Come on, 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 come on. There we go. Just a second, let me do something here. I got the background. Go to settings. How do I get this background on good? It's the first time I've ever
Stop
messed with it.
putting it on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to stop
Background.
video, you can take it off.
I need to take it off. It's
On your bottom lower left hand corner, stop video. If you press on that, you get some options.
okay. Let's see here. Camera. I don't know. I tell you what, Dan, why don't you go to the next person? Let me get this thing figured out, okay?
Okay. That'll work, Howard.
Thank you a lot. I'm sorry.
No, no worries. All right, let's go to, where is she? There she is. Let's go to Ruby. Hey, Ruby.
Hi. I decided this week I'd do something not as difficult as usual. So I turned some of these pill holders out of acrylic. I find they're really great Christmas gifts, and people like them because they can carry either their medication in them or they can keep on hand an aspirin in case somebody nearby is having a heart attack or something like that. And I find you'd be surprised how many people have taken them off my keychain, and I've ended up having to make myself a new one. Then, of course, I can't throw scrap pieces of wood away, so there was a tiny couple pieces of box elder or Manitoba maple. So I just made a small box out of it. It's thicker than I would have liked, but it's
A little
gonna
heart
fit.
inside.
So
See the little heart?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
perfect.
in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So nothing fancy, but it's not a French fit, that's for sure.
Beautiful.
You can tell.
Nice.
Beautiful.
So sometimes, when I did these, the one thing I did different on these, I used the new Easy Wood, the small carbides that all have the negative angle on them. And I
Yeah.
found, like I know on the red one in particular, this piece of acrylic had a tendency to want to crack and split and stuff. And I found with these new carbides, you don't get that when you're turning the acrylics. So I was quite pleased to find that out.
Very good. Good info.
That's it.
All right, thank
I
you.
think I showed
they
you
look
some
nice, Ruby.
already.
Yeah, Santa Claus is beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yep.
cool. All right, let's go to Mr. Duxbury. Hey, Jim.
Hey. Yeah, I got a couple things here. Let me share. Oh. First off, you see that?
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
The natural edge Christmas tree with a
Yes.
spiral on it.
Mhm.
And the carving looked really good. I wanted a chip carve kind of, and then I put a finish on it and it kind of negated the whole thing. I don't know. But a lot of fun.
Yeah, but the spiral looks good.
But also we had a big pecan tree taken down, or not taken down, trimmed up. So I had all these branches. I got a ton of these things to make. So lots of equipment. I think I showed this wall hanging a couple weeks ago. This is a walnut turned from both sides. It's probably about 7 by 16 or something. It's as big as my lathe will take when you go off center. This is the other side of it. Somebody saw this and I got a call the other day from the Bahamas. They wanted one in black and white in a week.
Wow.
So I had to make it in like 2 days and 3 days shipping or something, 4 days shipping. Anyway, this is Cadillacs and holly.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And that's the other side of it. These are
Did
kind
I
of fun.
see a spiral in that piece on the other side?
Did what?
Did I see a spiral in that one piece of holly?
You used it, yeah. Well,
Holy mackerel.
I shouldn't tell this, but every time I use that damn texturing tool, I get something different. If you wanted another, but it'd probably take me 3 months. But anyway.
Yeah, that's
But
my
anyway,
problem.
Yeah,
I
you gotta
touched
do that all at once.
and especially when you're in a hurry, I touched it on there. I said, "Damn, that's perfect." So I put a little circle in the middle and made it work. But
Looks great.
thank you. That's it for me. But
I can't figure out my spiraling tool either, Jim.
Hey, Jim,
Yeah.
how did you make it look like a 3D like that?
You turn this side is turned. Actually, this side, this thing's about 1 inch thick. So I dish it down about 1/4 of an inch all the way across here on center. And then I dish down, or I cut the ribs another 1/4 of an inch. And then on the other side, I dish this down another 1/4 of an inch. And when you cut through the last 1/4 inch, you get ribs on this side and
Right. Okay.
circles on the other side.
What are the dimensions of this piece?
This is about 7 by 15, I think. I wish I had about a 40-inch faceplate, but I don't have it. So when you go off center, here, your center's from here to this corner out here. So that center looks like something random, but that's actually the limit of my lathe. Okay.
How fast are you turning that, Jim? When you're breaking through like that, how fast are you turning?
This one I don't want to tell you, but usually it's about 700 or 800 RPM, something like. I also, when I go off center that much, well, this one I turned pretty fast. I needed this thing. But I've got a piece of lead. I think it's a piece of old telephone cable or something, probably about 2-inch telephone cable that I flattened out, and I screw that on the other side. And
Yeah, I wondered if you weighted the other half.
yeah, in order to get any RPM, not only the RPM, I'm used to, when I learned to turn, I turned on a Shopsmith, so bouncing around didn't bother me at all. But when you want to make precision cuts, you can't have that bouncing around.
That's where I was going with it. Right.
It's
That's
got to
what I was
be,
going
yeah,
with.
it's got to be smooth. And so I screw I screw a piece of lead on the other side. These cutouts, this is actually a rectangular piece, and the cutouts right in here and in here, there'd be two screws, and then there'd be 2 screws down here. That's how you mount it on a flat base plate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how you hold it. Sure.
Yeah. And then I've got other ones where I've done just a dome, or I've done, I don't know, done a whole bunch of these. But if I had a bigger lathe, you always need I need a bigger shop first. But anyway.
Well, I'm sure you got, money right here for, at least a mortgage payment.
All right,
To
yeah.
get there in 5 days.
Yeah, this they paid for this one.
Good for you.
I also
And
just
it's
happen to have a
of
piece
wood.
of black and a piece of holly, so that
It's a piece of wood.
it's one thing to order these things. If you just happen to have the wood, it's great. But if it takes you 2 weeks to find a block of wood, you're in trouble. Oh. Anyway, that's it for me.
That's really great. I mean, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. My God. That's all I got to say.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Great job.
Thank you.
Howard, can you turn your video on?
Yep, I got it. I'm in good shape now. So what I wanted to do was share something that I built for my lathe. If I can get it to come up here. Here we go. Everybody, I went ahead and built me a
Your video is off, Howard.
What's that?
Your video is off.
The video is off.
Turn
Okay.
your camera on.
Okay, hold on a sec. Now I'll turn the camera off and turn things around here. Just a second. All righty. Off. Video. Oh, crap.
Oh no.
Just a second, just a second. I'm about to get there. Here we go. Yeah. I'll just let it go for tonight. I don't know. Things are just not going my direction tonight. We'll do it.
Where on your screen, there's a button down on the lower left that says stop
Oh, yeah,
video.
there
Oh,
we
wait,
go.
we got you.
I
Now
found
you
it.
Got him.
Now you're on.
Everybody see me now, right?
Yes.
Anyway, this is what I was wanting to show you. Was this I made me a new steady rest. And my old one was made out of plywood. And I went ahead and made one out of square tubing. And so I just wanted to show everybody what it's like. Even got a little bit of color to it. And it's rock solid. And if anybody wants to build this, I got the plans and I'll be happy to share.
Oh, that'd be great. Can you send a copy to Dave Rhodes and let him put it on the website?
To who?
To the webmaster. Send the copy to the webmaster.
I'll have to do a little bit of fiddling with it. But,
Okay.
yeah, I'll be happy to send that to them. This is built for an 18-inch swing. I can do almost an 18-inch, not quite. It's about a 17-inch swing.
Right.
So anyway,
It looks great, Howard.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
Looks sturdy.
So anyway, Dane, I'll send you the plan.
Okay.
Like that color, Howard.
Outstanding.
Even got my name.
Right.
Everybody, hello.
All right. Thank you, Howard.
You bet. We're out of here.
Okay, now. All right, let's go to Jim Shelby. Hey, Jim,
Hey, Dane.
we got you.
All right. First time back in the shop in about 4 months. I just got out of physical therapy and stuff. And so I made we got our Christmas party Saturday, and I made a flower pot. I hadn't got it finished yet. I put a little thing in it. And then I made another one. I haven't got it finished yet either, but that's my gift for the gift exchange for the Woodturners Club that I'm in.
Very cool.
Very nice.
Oh, you went mute, Jim.
I wasn't
Those are
trying to
cute.
be, but anyway, that's all I have for tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, thank
Looks
you.
great.
Thanks.
Nice job, Jim. Welcome back.
Oh, thanks. I've been here. It's just that I fell down in the backyard about 4 months ago, and I injured my shoulder, and
Ouch.
I've been through physical therapy and stuff. This getting old crap's not for sissies. So
That's good.
Yeah.
The ground's further down, that's for sure.
it's further back up too, Jim.
All right. Well, we're glad
Thanks,
we're
guys.
back on the men there. All right, let's go to Mr. Bundy. What you got going on, Charlie?
Hello. I've been making some Christmas ornaments. They got lights in them. I'm gonna try if I can find something to hang in them so when the light's on, they glow.
Cool.
You want them to go twinkle?
Nice. I want twinkle. And I've made several size snowmen. Most of my lanterns are already gone. Everybody comes wants one. And then the snowman. I mean, I love that gentleman that made the joints. So my joint's a little stiff, but it does move.
Oh,
Except I did the bottom,
nice.
and I ain't painted them yet. That's all I got.
Very cool.
That's really, really good. When you put it in, okay, you've taken it apart already, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it comes apart, but it's hard.
Yeah, I'm saying, okay, when you forced it together, I mean, you were close, right? I mean,
Very close.
I'm just wondering about that one big jolt that I saw him have.
You just got to be real careful not to go too small.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with. Yeah.
And if you go too small, you got to make a new, either start over completely or make a new cup.
That's on my list.
I had to try it.
Yeah, I have to try it too. That was a great demo.
That's what we do, is put on good demos. We're going to
Yes,
have
that was a very
we're going to
good
have a
one.
good demo at the
You're
top
not
of the
kidding,
hour.
man. You're not kidding.
Hey, I try to line them up. Anybody can be a demonstrator. So, all right, let's go to Todd. Todd, you got something, right? Or is it Todd Phipps, or is it Todd?
Todd Phipps.
All right, keep talking. You just bounced on me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I got you.
So I had the last time I was here, which was in October, because I missed all of November. I had this on the lathe. So a piece of maple with some Hampshire Sheen intrinsic dyes.
Wow.
And so I finally got this thing finished out, little Danish oil on the inside that I didn't buff out or anything, just left it sort of matte on the inside. Ended up with pretty nice figure and stuff on the inside of that maple. And I buffed out the lacquer on the outside and did a little texturing on the bottom. So that was finished since then. And then I made a small little bowl here with once again with some intrinsic dyes from Hampshire Sheen and another piece of maple. And
You don't have trouble with the dyes bleeding through to the inside.
haven't yet, but I maybe like this one here is maybe 3/16 thick around the, and then about a quarter on the bottom, just to make sure I didn't go through. I belong to that funnel club. I just don't want to join it multiple times. But yeah, this one's about an 1/8 inch, and it has not went through on me. So
good.
Yeah,
Really nice, Todd.
Oh, thank you. And then the third thing I have to show is just like the simplest little project in the world. It's just a little pen using a polymer clay blank that I got from Tony Street. And all you have to do with these things is just put some CA on it, polish it up, and then press it together. And they just make great little gifts for somebody that wants a terribly nice pen. So Tony Street just does amazing stuff.
Pretty.
Very nice.
What kind of finish do you have on your bowls?
So on the bowls, on the outsides of both of them, I have probably 4 coats of the Hampshire Sheen gloss lacquer. And then on the inside of both of them was just Danish oil. I sort of buffed this one out a little bit, didn't buff this one out. But that's all I had, though. Thank you.
Nice job.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you, Todd. All right, let's go to Andrew. Hey, Andrew. You're up.
There we go.
Muted.
Sorry about that.
There we go.
Unmuted myself.
Welcome, Andrew.
Hi there, how we doing?
Good, good.
Welcome.
So,
Nice to see
thank
you.
you. So this first piece is a laminated walnut bowl,
Beautiful.
which the wood was donated to me by a friend of mine, and the second one
Ooh.
is a piece of a burr.
Wow.
That's neat.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Good job, Precious.
Wow.
Oh, thank you very much.
I think
And because
I
it's
saw,
Christmas,
I think I saw both of those videos.
oh, thank you very much. And because it's Christmas,
Wow. Taking a break.
Is that Tina's? The tiny
I thought
attorney?
I'd do a little.
Very
That's what,
nice.
sorry. So yeah,
That's cool.
Right
thanks
on.
for having me.
Yeah, you bet. Anytime. It's free.
Nice.
Come along next week too.
Thanks,
All right.
Precious.
It won't be
Somebody-
next week, but it will be the week after.
Okay, sounds good. Welcome. So it's almost
Thank you.
top of the hour. Let's go back to Captain Eddie and do a reverb of some of the highlights before we start our demonstration.
I'm just looking at the photographs and pictures that get sent into the newsletter. Pardon me. Do you new members, do you realize that? We have a great newsletter and it's been refined a lot. And Joaquin's our new editor, but he's in dire straits. He is in need of things from you, our membership. Yes, looking for photographs, articles, pictures, ideas, tips, hints, all the stuff. And it all has to come from you, our membership. That's our staff. You're our staff. And we're looking for more input on it. And wait, January, I think it's January 3rd, the next edition comes out. It's going to be fantastic. You can make the front page. You can. All you have to do is send your photographs and your details to editor@worldwidewoodturners.org. It's that simple. Hey, can it get any better than that? And hey, I got one even better than that. Every time I turn around, the membership, pardon me, is going out of their way to take an idea I had 219 weeks ago, as we can get all these folks together. We just sit on a tailgate and talk about wood turning. That's right. Go out in the parking lot, open the tailgate, throw away all the rules, and we can talk. That's right. There was one rule, wood turning. But there was a couple other basic rules. The ones you learned in kindergarten. We're going to be nice. We don't be ugly, and everybody's welcome. And when you come in, if you don't have one, we'll give you a friend, and you have to leave with a smile. They're kind of simple things, but we have more and more members stepping up to saying, you know what I can do? You know what I can do? And it's surprising and enjoyable that every time somebody says, you know what I can do? It takes what we do here each week one step further in wood turning. We have the world's greatest website dealing with wood turning. It's not a question. Dave Rose does it for us, been doing it for years. It's fantastic. And this is volunteer stuff. And then last meeting, we pulled out a new one. We didn't, Brenda did. Brenda came up with this thing. She says, I have this challenge. And we've taught her not to use the term challenge. Okay. In fact, slap her on the hands if she says it. Okay. It's not a challenge. Brenda is asking folks to put out some inspiration, especially new members. But what makes a new member? A new member is you. There's no restrictions, no limitations, no guides, no rules. You're a member. So it's an inspiration. What do you think you would like to see in a piece? Give me 2 ideas. Oh, I'd like to see a piece with some burn lines in it and then ventilate it, etc., to make an ornament. Time of the year to do ornaments. If you don't have them done. So Brenda came up with this thing we call the Inspiration Project. You had somebody inspire another member. Well, we find a member that we give that inspiration to. They provide the goods. Well, a little while ago, you saw it, and you'll see another picture of it later on. And that will be featured in our newsletter and on our website. We feature these pieces because we want to see your art. And remember, the bottom line is we have a no-but guarantee. There's not a way in this world that any time in the history of this club, somebody's going to say, I like that but. The but's not permitted. It's not. I, nor anyone else I know, is qualified to critique your work, to provide, to give a score on what you do. Oh, if we just saw a beautiful piece by Dane earlier, and he's having a problem with a finial. And he's having a problem I have. I've created a beautiful piece, or Dane created a beautiful piece. It's a beautiful natural edge piece. It's got a lot of sparkle, a lot of glit to it. It looks really, really good. And I want to put a finial on it. But do I want to kill the piece to do the finial, or do I want to kill the finial to do the piece? Where do I go?
Right.
We give them input. We do. We can't critique. We'll give them input. And we gave them some great ideas. We heard it from top to bottom. And that's what we'll do here. I will not tell you that's nice, but it's kind of ugly, or maybe you should think about something else, or take up a new hobby. That's not what we do at Worldwide Woodturners. We endorse what you do. We want to see it. And we had about 100 people sitting here this week, and we're about to see a demonstration by one of our members because we don't pay for demonstrations. Well, you don't either. We bring you the best we can get, and we get it from our membership, and we share it here every week. And then whatever we share, it's ours. We don't want anybody else to see it ever. No, that's not the way it works. Whatever happens here, Dave Rhodes spreads out the entire world. Everything that's happened here stays on our website. So if you missed it tonight, well, you hang around the office tomorrow or just watching TV and you say, oh, that's Cheers. I don't really want to watch that. Go to the iPad, click up worldwidewoodturners.org. Go in and look and see what's up on videos we have, or read the chat, or look for articles, things that people submitted. How to do this, how to do that, how to color this, how to color that. Al grilled him. Dane a little earlier about the finish he used. The finish was fantastic. And a lot of us are sitting there saying, how can he put that on that piece? Okay, how many? And well, we told you He gave you all the details. It wasn't a secret, and it's never a secret. So this is the place to share the whole idea. The whole thing came about at a spot meeting 4 years ago. And it was just that, there's got to be a place to where you and I can sit together on the tailgate in the parking lot and share all this stuff. That's why we're here, folks. So if you got something, get it out. Let's look at it. And you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for any special invitation. You have something, put it in the chat. Oh, and by the way, chat is free. I don't know what I mean, free. You got a project coming up. Your club has a demo coming up. You have a invitation, I think, one of those symposium meetings or a project, whatever. You want to tell other folks about it. Chat is where it's at, and that goes on the front page of the newsletter. Right there, front page. The website, front page website. You see the chat. Boom, click on it, and all the stuff that happens throughout the show. The meeting is in that chat. A lot of information. So if you tell me that today I'm using this finish and it's made by who made that? Are you ready to write that down? No. But the guy telling you can go over to the chat and type it in right in the chat, and there it is, written on a wall. So if you wonder where did I get that stain or that finish, or how did I rub this in, or where did I get that tool, it's all can go to chat. That's a freebie. We let you do that. That's even advertising IRDs that people pay for. Goes in the chat. Before you leave at night, when you leave the meeting, save the chat. But if you don't, Dave Rhodes will do it for you. He does everything else for us, puts it all on the world's greatest website. I'm Captain Eddie Castle, and you folks are at the right place. WorldwideWoodTurners.org. It's a club made by and for woodturners. There's not a nickel that changes hands in this operation. I don't know of anybody anywhere in the world that can say that. And we did. Hey,
Eddie, where can you get those cool stickers a lot of people have on their lathes?
I got them right here. Lathe. Did you see Brenda? Brenda's got one on a chair.
She sure does.
She's got one on her toolbox. I don't know where else she got them. Okay. But these stickers, really, I don't. These stickers, you can get 10 of these stickers for a $5 bill or $5. You can order these, you can see details on the front page of our newsletter. But you pay $5 to me because we don't have any money. That's why we are safe like we are. We had a little get together. We decided to buy the stickers. We bought them. I got a fresh roll over here on the couch. $5. If you're out of the country, I gotta ask you for one more out of the United States. I gotta ask you for one more dollar to cover postage. But $5 gets you 10 stickers, and they're stick-ons, and they're all over the place. Ask my wife. They're all over the place. But you know that happens with it. But we have those stickers. But if you need a shirt, you want a shirt like WorldwideWoodTurners.org? Yeah, Scott did that for us. Scott's got that worked out. We have the details on our website also. You pick a shirt. You pick a shirt. You don't have to go look in a catalog. You pick a shirt. They got some guidelines, and you mail it to us with the payment and an envelope to get it back to you. We get a screen printed that's front and back, and then send it back to you. That's your shirt. But you don't like screen print, you want embroidery? Yeah, Bob Grinstead took care of that. Bob has provided us the templates to get it embroidered. Those templates, they're available free on our website. You see, folks, it's all right here. And all these folks have done this, and none of them get paid for it. They're all volunteers. They're all members, just like you. And there's so many of them that love what we do here. They get together each week, put this thing together. And you hear sometimes we use the terms co-host. Those are just members who decided they want to step up and give us a hand for a little bit. So every week we assign co-host. And that's people that that let us monitor the waiting room to make sure you get popped in real quick. Those are folks that help us find speakers when we introduce you. Say, if I'm going to go to Todd Phipps' house and see what Todd's got to show. The way Zoom works, I have to find Todd. So we have co-hosts that are looking all over the screen, see where Todd is, so we can click on and put him in the spotlight. And then we have other folks that help. A little while ago, one of our guys says, I can't see you, and I'm terrible at names. Please, I apologize early. What button do you have pushed up on that little gallery? And while we were there, I was pushing to see which buttons I need to push, because if I got all 9 dots, I see one, and then I can expand it, and then I contract it, then I can see just the speaker. Zoom is a great program, but we get it free. Well, we don't get it free. You get it free. Ours is by Trey Lennig, pays for this program and permits Worldwide Woodturners to use it. You see, he's just a member, just like you. He stepped up and said, I can help you out with this. And that's where it all came from. Can you help us out? That's right. You got something coming up? We want to know about it. You got an event, a story, whatever? We want to know about it. I'm glad to see. I saw Safety Sue back in the pack tonight. She was out last week, getting her AFib repaired. Are you feeling fine, Sue?
I'm feeling pretty good, Cap. Feeling
Good.
pretty.
Sue, you got a safety moment for us?
I sure do.
Well,
Let's
outstanding.
pop over to see Sue.
Well, how about we go do safety, and then after safety, we're going to do our demo. Hey, Sue, good to see you, girl.
Good to be here. First, I'd like to thank everybody who sent their best wishes, their prayers, and everything my way. It was certainly appreciated. So thank you very much.
Dane told us to send the candy that we bought to him, and he'd take care of getting it to you.
Yeah, Dane ate the candy and let me know,
Okay, all right.
Yeah. The word I'm talking about tonight is we're all getting up there. Well, we have a few young people. God bless them. But as it was noted tonight, getting old is not for sissies. And as we get older, we get stiffer and all that baloney. So when you're turning, especially if you're going to be turning for hours, every once in a while, stop what you're doing and stretch your muscles. Stretch your arms, stretch your legs, even stretch your back, but stretch your hands. I mean, stretch your hands, because you can cramp up real easily. And just stretching is going to help your hands. If you're sore in here, I don't know if you can see that. That's your carpal tunnel. So move your wrists. This is a carpal tunnel exercise. So I know that there's a lot of stuff that we look at in turning. There's a lot of safety precautions that we need in turning. But one of them is taking care of ourselves. So folks, please take a break every once in a while, stretch, and be safe. And I hope to see you next week. Thanks.
Great seeing you, Sue.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sue. All right, let's jump over to our demonstrator.
Nice seeing you, Sue.
Thank you.
Tonight we've got Mr. Grinstead lined up. He's going to have an awesome demo to share with us. Similar as all other demonstrations in prior meetings, it's Bob's demo. Bob's going to do it his way. And any questions and comments, let's try to keep them. Actually, let's not try. Let's keep them to the end of the demo. And then at that time, Bob will be able to answer each and every one of the questions or comments that come out of his demonstration. So I am going to mute everybody. And then Bob, you will need to unmute yourself. Everybody's muted.
Okay, looks like I'm back out here.
I got
you
you.
see me? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Keeping with the Christmas theme, I thought I would show y'all how I did these little Christmas angels. They're fast and easy to do. Maybe I can show you here the halo. You don't have to paint the wings. The wings could be made out of thicker stuff. This is just out of balsa wood. You buy these sheets from Amazon, and I've forgotten what they were, like $20, I think, for 20 sheets, and you could get 2 or 3 wings out of it. But so it's fairly inexpensive, and it's cheap and easy to do. So let me just start my video here. See if I can't share a screen and start this video.
Sounds good, Bob. So
And go ahead.
Yep, looks like we got the video going now. We got no sound though. Turn your volume up.
Now the volume's up.
Oh, okay.
It's not talking yet. Make wings. Now do you have sound? Picture that I had of the angels, and I made a drawing of the angels. I traced out the wings and copied one side and flipped it over and drew it on the other side and made a drawing of the wing. And I cut that out and put it on a piece of wood. This is just was that 1/2-inch plywood. So I've got it on here and cut it out. The bandsaw sanded it down, made it smooth, and I put sandpaper on one side. The sandpaper is to hold the wood. So I can just stick it on here and move it around on my router table and cut it out. The wood that I used is from Amazon, and it's just I think it's a 8x12, 3/16 balsa wood. And I think I paid, I don't remember now, I think it was $20 for all of this. So it's not that high. You can get 2 wings out of each piece, depending on the size of wing that you have. But anyway, I can only get 2 out of this one. So let me cut it out for you. And it's just that fast. With pattern router, you can cut these wings out. I don't know, in about 15 seconds, maybe even less. I don't know. But I take that, knock all the sand all the little fuzzies off of it, and then I paint it white. Once I get it white, then I take the body of the angel. Of course, I put the halo on here. That's on a 1-inch dowel, 1/4-inch dowel. Let me show you. So the halo, I make out of a piece of 3/4-inch dowel with a slot in the end of it, so that you could stick, that's number 12, that's 12 gauge electrical wiring, or Romax, is regular house wiring. Strip it off, strip the insulation off, stick about, I don't know, whatever, 1/2 inch, whatever in here, out of a little 3-inch piece, and just wrap it around. And once I get it wrapped around, then I take the tongue that was down in here, the tongue, and bend it so that I can put it in a hole in the back of that head. I drill the hole in the back of the head and just push it down in here. So this thing moves, but it's not going to come out. And then I take that and glue it. I just lay it down like this and glue it on top of the wing. line it up and glue it. The wing, I mean, the glue that I use is shoe glue. This stuff is very good. It's very sticky, tough. You know, it's not gonna, it's made for shoes, to glue shoes together with. But it's not gonna come off of here, and it doesn't take a whole lot. You just put a little dab in here and then set the body on top of it and let it dry. But that shoe glue, I use this more and more all the time. You know, if you have something that you really want to stick, like building the little sanding drums, you know, sanding deals to sand off mandrels, I think you call it. It really makes the sandpaper stick to that too, or make the Velcro stick to it. So the Velcro is not going to come off. You know, the sticky back on the Velcro gets hot and it just starts peeling off of there. Well, you glue it on with the shoe glue and it doesn't ever come off. This stuff is very good. It's flexible, but yet very strong, heat resistant, very sticky. Anyway,
It's a lot like that E6000 glue.
Easy to do.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Cut out. I could have, if I had a scroll saw, I do have a jigsaw, but I decided not to cut these little feathers out, and it still looks fine. They still look good even without the feathers being cut out. But if you had a scroll saw, you could do that, or anyway, some type of a coping saw or something if you wanted to go that far and do that. But that's how I cut the wings. I have rough cut some pieces out with a piece of 2 to 6, and they're 8 inches long, and they're 1.5 inches square. So now I just need to mark them. I'll mark one end. It's not going to matter too much. But I'm going to put it in the chuck. But all I'm doing is using a little marking block here that I think I saw somebody on YouTube making, or maybe on our website making. But, little thing works right with it. Marking the wood. Let me keep doing that. And until I get them all marked, and we'll turn them. Okay, so I've got it kind of rounded out here. And what I want to do is to mark it off. I have a little cheat sheet, or whatever you want to call it, a story stick on a piece of paper right now. And I'm just going to try to mark off this head. The head I want about 1 inch wide. So we'll mark it off here. I got a shoulder that's a little bit longer, maybe I don't know, maybe close to 1/2 inch for a shoulder. And then we come down here again, and we're going to make the belt. This is where the belt's going to go. And then the rest of this is the body, you know, the bottom of it. So let me do this. I go ahead and part out this, take this down to an inch, make that neck, you know, a little about a, you know, maybe 3/4 of an inch, part it off so I can round off this head because I want the head about an inch in diameter. And this just slopes down to the neck. And the same thing here. I'm going to go ahead and part this out just so I know where it is. And then I can come back and taper in from both ends to it. So let me get that started and we'll go from there.
Sandy.
That's it. It doesn't take very long to cut it out. So that's the body of the little angel, and I sign it. But that's it. Yeah, I'm going to finish these in CA glue 3408 and Orfex 3408. And I use these professional pro grade disposable gloves. You buy these on Amazon. I've forgotten what they were, $7 for 200 gloves. So I guess that's probably 100 pairs. But they last quite a while. But the main thing about them is the CA won't stick to these gloves. The little blue gloves that everybody uses, the CA will stick to it. So anyway, I just rub a little bit on, set them on these drying racks. These drying racks are called mending plates. You buy them at Home Depot and Lowe's, but they're for putting like 2x4s or whatever together, and mending plates, they're called. So let me just put a little glue on this and rub it around. You know, you can do this on the lathe, but it's so much easier to me just to do it right here. Be sure and get some on the bottom. I know it soaks it up, but that's okay. And set it over here and let it dry. Sometimes I don't even use the paper. I just do it like that and smear it around a little bit. Saw a spot there that wasn't covered good, but that does just as well. however you can get the glue on. I mean, the CA glue on, that's all that matters, is however you can get it on there. And again, you don't want it too thick. You want to make sure you get a thin coat. So, go back and wipe it off. So I have 3408 on these. So all I need to do now is to buff them out. It doesn't take very long to do that either. Use Vonnex to buff it with, and with a white diamond buffing wheel, not over 1700. So let me start doing that, and once you get them buffed, then you come back and wax them. When you wax them with that white diamond, not the white diamond, with the wax wheel, you don't want to go over 1100 with that. But this, if you get much more than that, then you start leaving streaks on here where it hits that, and it kind of melts the plastic that's on here, that CA, and makes streaks on it. Then you have to come back and sand those out. So anyway, here we go. Also seems like, you can buff it and you start to get a shine. If you keep buffing it, then it gets shinier. So just keep buffing it a little bit. Like this right here is not very shiny, but this up here is, where I stayed at it a little longer. All right, so that's my angel. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Okay, let's see. Yep. All right, so I'm back to you guys, I think. Any
Yes,
questions?
Very good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it wasn't very long, but it doesn't take long to make them. It's just more gifts that you could give away, something you can make and give away, or you could make them smaller and actually hang them on a tree if you wanted to. But they make cute little gifts.
Lots of tips. Lots of good tips.
Oh,
Talk about that snowman. Talk about that snowman that you made. Explain that that hat thing that you do.
Oh, all right. Let me find one here. Okay, now here's a little snowman that I make. I like the hat tilted, so he's not straight on here. And so you turn this thing as one complete block. So this is he's like that. This is the headstock's down here. So I turn this thing, and of course I put it in here. I clean off the bottom, come up here and decide where I want that neck. So I make the neck. I come up and another little bit and make a head, make the round it off with a head. And then I leave a 1/2 inch or more, whatever, between the head and the bottom of the hat. So this hat is really, 1/2 inch out here. And then you undercut the hat so that when you set it back down on here, you don't see the crack. So this hat is just turned, and this one I forgot to burn it, but normally I put a ribbon or a hat band on here. I burn that in here. So you just take another piece of wood and stick it up here and high speed and burn it. It'll burn a line here. Then once you get it done, once you get it all turned and sanded and you think like you want it, then you come back and you cut it. You cut the hat off first, and it's got a little nub sticking, that 1/2 inch nub sticking out here. So you cut that off, and you take it over and you use a grinder or something and get the nub away. And you set it off to the side. You take the head and you turn it up. You find which way is going to be the face. So you turn it up and you go back to your bandsaw and you block this up. Put like a 2-inch block, or really it's however much of an angle you want the hat to sit at. So you put a block under here and run it through the bandsaw. So he cuts it off at an angle. You might even tilt it a little bit till the head's not straight up and down. So it looks like the hat is maybe off to the side a little bit and still kicked to the back. And then I take, just drill the center of the hat. I hold the hat upside down in the drill press and just drill the center of it, like a 1/2 inch or 3/8 or even a 1/4 inch. It doesn't take much of a, you're going to put a dowel in here. So it doesn't take much. So, let's say it's a 3/8 inch hole. And then I take the head and do the same thing. I put the head off to at an angle like this, so I can drill straight down in the top of that head on the drill press and put the little dowel in here and just knock them together. But,
It's a slick snowman.
Yeah, so that makes a little snowman with his head tilted. And maybe this way, I don't know if I didn't tilt him off to the side, it doesn't look like, but you could make him cocky and, have his hat off to the side. The little eyes on here are just the little flat ones. They're not the safety eyes. The safety eyes, you have to drill a hole because it has a little stem coming off the back of the eye. And I don't want to drill a hole because I never know what that face is going to look like until I start placing the eyes on it. So I'll take an eye. I have one of these little sticky pin looking things. You can get them at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and you can hold the eye. You stick it on here and it holds that eye for you. And then you can put the glue like a toothpick and put glue on the back of the eye, and then you put it up here and roll it, and it'll leave the eye here and come off your stick. But that's how I get them on here. I've decided I don't like a big mouth. I'd rather have just 3 little dots there rather than 4 or 5. I think it just clutters it up and doesn't make it look as well. The buttons are just buttons you buy anywhere, another Walmart brand. And you get some type of a scarf. Now, a lot of people, their wives knit or something and they make scarves and they look fine. But to me, mine doesn't knit or crochet. So I'm off to buying just little material. So I take that shiny material, this is all shiny, sparkly stuff. So I take that and I cut it in strips, and then I put it in a jar and put soap in here with it and wash it. So I put it in here and shake it, shake it. And then when I do that, it ruffles the edges. It takes all of this stuff kind of strings out. You got strings going everywhere. So you pull it out, but it makes the edges a little ruffled. And then stretch them out, let them dry, and then just tie it on here.
Very cool.
But that's one kind I make. I do make another kind that actually has arms on it. I've got him over here too. But you could put arms on this guy. You could drill holes in here and put a little stick, little twigs of a branch for his arms. And either one of them look cool.
You missed the nose. Is that a real carrot?
Oh, that's a real carrot in there. Yes. No, that's like a 3/16 inch dowel. So I turn it and then I cut them off. So I take it up to a sander and not turn it. I take it up to a sander and just sand them round. Just spin it and it makes them round, and then cut them off however long I want them. Drill a hole in here for my nose, and I paint these. I put these in a little cardboard box. Just stick it in a little hole, a little 1/4 inch hole, and hold it, and then I spray it with that what do they call that stuff? It's for the utility lines that orange or green. It's a bright bright colored stuff.
Good old upside down paint.
Marking paint. Yeah, there you go. Some type of a marking paint. It's but it's bright colors, and anyway, they look good. And then I just take the whole thing and spray it either in Krylar or spray it with lacquer or whatever you want to do. The problem, reason I put this on Facebook is the problem I have with cedar, and it's usually only cedar, but I can't seal the bottoms. Like this one right here was probably made 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and that bottom's still sticky. This is probably lacquer. That long ago, it's probably lacquer. It probably wasn't Krylon. It's probably lacquer, but lacquer to me never seals, and these sticky bottoms, anywhere you set it, it sticks. So I tried sand and sealer. I tried shellac. Nothing keeps the resin, I guess, in the cedar from coming through. It's still going to come.
Parfix works.
Yeah, I was going to say I've had success with super glue.
Parfix doesn't work either, guys. It still comes right through that Parfix.
Yeah, works on mine, but okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I just haven't had luck with it. So, but
there were some articles a few years ago about cedar, and that many people were having problems putting finish on cedar, and what has been found, there is something in that resin. Some of the compound of the resin eats through the finish, no matter what it is. They've never found anything that totally seals it off. So it's probably just one of those issues where you've got some resin in there and it's just burning through.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Even though this is dried out, I mean, this many years, but it's still sticky. It still seeps out. I've sealed it several times, and it just doesn't ever stay there. Now here's one with arms. You wanted to see the arms. Well, this one here has arms on him, and all you do is drill a couple of holes at an angle. You don't want them straight into the sides. You want them kind of to the front, so you got arms sticking out here. And I like them to go down a little bit, so the arms kind of stick up a little. But anyway, you can make just branches of a tree or a bush or whatever, and make those. But that's just a different style. It's a different body style. This actually has 3 different sections, whether the other one only had 2. It's got a body and a head. This one's got a base and a body and then a head. Same problem with the brim.
How tall is he overall?
This one here it's probably 15, 18 inches tall. So this one here is a tall one. Now, I made them taller. I've made some that they're about 20 inches tall. And they look real good. They're very heavy, but they look real good. Even out of mesquite. You make one out of mesquite and it really looks good. That's the one in that picture on Facebook. That one's out of mesquite. Now this one here is not quite that tall. He might be. He's that's probably 9 inches, so that's probably 13 inches tall. And this one here is just a little taller. But they make good Christmas gifts, and they don't have to be this big. They could only be 9 inches tall or 8 inches tall. But everybody likes a little snowman, whether he has the arms or not, Anyway, I've made a lot of those and give them away. Like I said, people like them. So.
Yeah, it's great work, Bob.
All right, thanks.
Sure is.
Very nice.
Oh, and Matt, you said something a while ago about that E6000 that does not work when it gets hot. That'll come apart too when it gets hot. So
that's not been my experience. In my experience, yeah, I use it on my sanding mandrels and stuff in the shop, and it gets a lot of heat and takes a lot of abuse with that, and it just holds up real well. I'll tear the foam before it tears the glue.
Okay.
The shoe glue works great for fixing shoes too.
It does.
They never come apart.
That's right. They
Hey,
never
hey,
come.
Also, you had a parting tool in there. You made your parting tool out of a Sawzall blade?
Yeah, that was just out of a Sawzall blade. Yeah, those
That's
are,
pretty neat.
everybody's got a Sawzall blade. If you don't, well,
Yeah.
you can go buy a package for a couple of dollars.
Very nice.
Folks,
Grind
hey,
the
Bob,
wood.
folks were talking about your pencil holder. Is that available? Could you describe that?
I'd have to go get it, but yeah, I can go get it. It's and bring it back in here and show it to you. So let me do that.
You better grab your sizing stick too for your diameters.
Okay. I'll bring
Yeah,
that in.
got a little bit of traction on that too.
Yeah.
And the other thing was you mentioned you had some kind of a holder to put those eyes on the snowman.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is that?
I'll have to find it here, but yeah, it's you buy it at the Michaels or Home Depot or Hobby Lobby, and it looks like a little pin.
Okay.
But the center that sticks out is a little sticky piece, and the sticky piece might be 7 millimeter. I mean, not 7 millimeter. It might be a 0.7 or something. It's about the size of a pencil lid sticking out.
Is that a diamond painting pen?
I don't think it's paint. It's more. It's more.
It's called diamond paintings where you stick little cut crystals on a sticky paper. Yeah, it's a diamond painting.
Yeah. Or people that use them to make beads. They're thread little bitty beads. Well, they use that to pick the bead up with, and they just the bead sticks to the end of it, and then you can hold it and thread it. So yeah, that's what it is. Okay, well, let me go get those things, and I'll come back.
You just thought you through. Sounds good, Bob. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's that time of the hour. Let's go back to Brenda here real quick so we can do the inspiration program and see what interaction we're going to have from it. Brenda, we got you now.
Okay. Well, I have sent a message to several different people to see if they would be willing to participate, and I've not heard back from any of them. I don't know if none of you are checking the reading the chats, or I don't know.
Why don't you mention right now who would like to participate? Keep your video on. Who does not want to participate, shut your video off, and then go and do that scan that you had. Why don't you do that?
Well, that's what I did. I rolled the dice and picked some names.
Well, I mean, only for people that want to participate.
Well, let's
Hey, Brent, where were you sending those messages out, Brenda?
Private messages.
Direct
directly
messages
the
to these
individuals.
people.
Oh, okay.
Well, are any of them still on, Brenda?
Yes, I'm looking at one now.
Well, let's go to the first one and what's that person's name?
Gary Hales.
Gary Hales. Gary, we're
Smiling
coming
at me.
we're gonna come to you now. So let's go ahead and highlight him and see what kind of turning elements he's going to suggest.
Where's he at? Oh, there he is.
Okay, what
He missed.
are you needing me to do?
We would like for you to give us
two elements of a turning.
2 elements of a turning.
Yes.
Okay. Beaded.
Okay.
Okay.
And I don't know how you do it, or say it. A compound lid where if you're doing a hollow form, you do a bigger opening and then you have a piece to go in it with a smaller place for a finial.
It's an insert.
An insert, yep.
Insert. There we go. Thank you.
Okay.
So a beaded turning with an insert finial?
Yeah.
Okay.
Insert and finial.
So an insert.
Yeah, like an
cap
inlay.
with-
An inserted
No,
lid?
Not inlay.
Sam Angelo does those all the time where he threads a harder piece of wood and just puts it into the top of his hollow form.
Well, this one could be even glued in, but it'd be something different.
But he uses the insert to thread because it's
Oh,
harder.
okay.
Yeah.
Brenda, what do you mean by elements?
A turning element,
Like coves,
a
beads.
detail.
Yeah, a detail. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Just like Gary's doing, when something that's beaded with an insert and a finial. Well, that's 3, but that's all right. Or an inserted finial.
Sounds good. All right, so let's go to the next person and see if they would like to try the inspiration that has been spelled out by Mr. Hales here. Thank you, Gary. I really appreciate you playing along here.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Let's see if we can find Richard. Richard. And there was 2 Richards, just Richard. Let me think, where's that? Let's see, where's that?
I've got a Richard. Richard, I'm coming to you now.
That's the one.
Hi, sir.
Hello.
How do you
Hello,
feel about doing a turning with a bead or beads?
I would love to, but I'm on here. I'm new.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get my lathe set up and start turning, and I'm just trying to learn everything and anything I can.
Oh, right on, right on.
Okay.
Welcome aboard. We want you here.
I've got a little shop smith. I believe that's what it is. And I'm trying to find a place to put it and start doing this.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Well, we knew
All
you
right,
were new. That's why we picked you. We're trying to get the new people like you involved, and trying to get you comfortable to be involved. So, but we will get back with you then.
Yes.
Welcome to the group.
Okay, yes, and thanks for being here. So let's see if we can find Tom Lesser.
Tom Lesser. No, we don't have a Tom Lesser.
Gone, huh? Well. Okay.
How about, let's see.
Tim McCoy?
Tim McCoy. Tim, we're going to come to you.
There he is already.
There he is. Hey, Tim.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
We're good. I think this is
Hey,
right up
where'd
your
you
alley.
get that shirt? I don't know where I got this. Might have been from Joaquin. I don't know.
What do you think, sir?
I can definitely do it.
You would be down for it?
Yeah, so let me get this right. It's something that is beaded and it has an inserted lid. What or slash fin and a finial. What do you mean by an inserted lid?
Let's go back to.
I would call that a beauty ring.
Go back to Gary. We'll ask him.
Something that sets down.
Let's find Gary.
Yeah, I would call it a beauty ring.
A what?
I call it a beauty ring. I use a lot of them. I have a different color wood and set an insert in the top and maybe thread it, maybe not use a finial, maybe use one, but it offsets the hollow form.
That's what I was thinking about, was a different color, different piece of wood that was inset into the top
Okay.
And
So the
then
top-
maybe
the
a
top-
finial
the
to
top
close
sits
it, or
into the bottom,
a lid.
basically.
Right.
Yep.
yeah,
Now
so-
I will note that in the original specification of the inspiration that Gary gave us, he didn't say the insert had to be wood. So it could be stone. If you've got a round cabochon and you want to put that in there, you could do that too.
All right. I'll figure something out for next week.
Great.
And the beads can be any direction, right?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, Gary.
All right. I got an idea for different beads. Sure.
All
I
right.
like that. That sounds good. Beads
All
could
right.
go in other directions.
Go in different
Cool.
directions, not just a regular round bead. So
Sounds like
definitely,
something Jim would do.
definitely. So I'll get on that tomorrow.
Awesome.
Okay, awesome.
And
Well,
I'll,
thank
I'll
you.
ask
Tim.
Steve Twidell to help me with it.
All right.
Cool. Thank you very much now.
Back
All
to
right,
you, Jane.
So Brenda, we got those
All
names
right.
named down, right?
Yep.
Hey, Dane,
Yes, sir.
Gary, he's the president of our North Alabama Wood Turners Group, and he's a real experienced turner, and somebody need to get him to do something.
Well, we'll keep that in mind.
Talk him
What's
into
that-
it.
What's the name again?
Gary Hales.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. The gentleman
Gary's
that gave, gentleman that
Gary's
gave us the elements. Yes.
Yeah, Gary's the president of our local North Alabama Wood Turners Group. He's
Okay.
very experienced, and he's done demos and stuff for us.
Okay. That's good to know. It's good to know. Gary, how do you like having friends like that out in you?
Well, Howard knows I volunteered him for demos before too.
Aha.
Payback's hell, guys.
Right? Payback's hell. Right on.
Right.
I love it. I love
What's
it. I
a
love
friend if they're not willing to throw you under the bus?
You got it.
Nice.
All right. So, hey, this guy just showed his face here, so I want to hear a little bit about our newsletter we got going on here.
Well, let me
Joaquin,
show you
can
something.
you give us an update on what we're doing for the World Wide
Yeah.
Web's greatest newsletter for wood turning?
Yeah, so let me show you something real quick here. There it is. Share. So that's the wow. Sorry, my phone just decided to ring. That's the masthead that I've designed for the newsletter. And this is going to be when we do articles and things like that, it'll be 2 columns. I don't think you can see that in this view. Hang on. Let's see if I can zoom out. There we go. It's not going to show you the layout. Sorry. The program's not translating to
No, that's fine.
but it's going to be
It's a
2
work in
columns
progress.
when we do things like articles and things like that. So I'm telling you that to say, please, if you do write articles about how to do something, about wood turning, or reviews of like symposiums or whatnot, please submit them. We're going to use your work. I know Jim Duxbury is writing articles for a magazine. There's 1 or 2 other members who I've seen who are writing articles. Depending on what copyright rules are and things like that, if you're able to share it with us, please do, because we'll put it in the magazine. We'll put or in the newsletter. My goal, just to kind of explain a little bit about who I am. I was the Department of the Navy's Print Journalist of the Year in 2002. I didn't get any more awards because I was moved to a supervisory position where I was over a number of sailors, and my job was to get them that award. But I have 15 years of experience in layout and design for magazines and newsletters and newspaper kind of publications. I also have a mission, which is to reach younger generations. I went to the North Carolina Woodturner Symposium in a couple weeks ago. Kelly Shaw was there, and there wasn't anybody there that wasn't in their mid 40s or later. We were all older than 45 or more, except for two people, and that was Kent Bosch's daughter and her partner, who were in their 20s, and that is scary. So part of my mission is to reach younger generations, and having a publishable newspaper, something where you can take that PDF file and go to Kinko's and print a glossy version of it in high quality, is a way to reach out. That's a way to reach out. So I've been posting in the group for photos for submissions. I'm getting your submissions in. And the first edition is going to come out on January 3rd. We'll publish it that morning before the meeting. And it's 2023 in review. So if you're new to the club, you're part of the club, please email as attachments photos of your work from 2023 to editor@worldwidewoodturners.org. That'll come to me. I'll download it. I can't promise everybody that I'm going to use all of your photos. That would be like a 150-page magazine, because I'm getting a lot of wonderful photos. So I'm going to go through them and I'm going to cherry pick just highlights. There's no agenda. I'm not going to pick somebody's photo over somebody else's. I'm going to try to include highlights of as many people's work as I can fit into 12 to 14 pages for our initial newsletter. From there, we're going to publish it every 2 weeks. If you have a submission, all you need to do is email it to editor@worldwidewoodturners.org. And I will try to get it in. I will squeeze it in. If I have to bump it a week, I'll let you, or to the next issue, I'll let you know. No, Kelly. So Dave, actually, our webmaster, asked that same question, Kelly. And the answer is, I used to publish an 8 to 12 page folio daily shipboard, photos and articles. This is not hard. This is in fact, twice a month is actually really backing things off what I'm experienced to doing. Well, 45-year-olds are younger, but when you think about the crowd and think that everybody in the crowd was 45 or older, my wife is 45 and under. Everybody in the crowd.
Joaquin, what people don't realize is the hardest part of this is their part, not your part.
Yeah. It's you sending me the pictures. That's the work. All I do is take pictures, download them, and plug them in. It's not hard.
What's the resolution?
The highest resolution you can get email to send. What I don't need is if you message them to me through Facebook Messenger, it cuts it down to an obscenely low resolution, and that's not going to be printable. Okay. So I like, as much as I'd like to pull photos from the Facebook page, they're not high enough resolution to be in a printable format. That's a visible on the screen format, and Facebook dumps those down for the sake of your page loading fast. So it strips a lot of pixels and a lot of data. So I don't need there were no, exactly, Patrick, there were no young people there. There was nobody except for Kylie Bosch and her partner. Nobody in their 20s. No one. Nobody in their 30s. It was terrible. Anyway, yeah. Email me at the highest quality that you can go through email. Usually, at least
maybe it should be introduced again in schools.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is in your communities. Remember, we've stripped shop class. We've taken it away. It doesn't exist in most schools anymore. We need to get it back. And my generation, those of us who are now in their late 40s and early 50s, Generation X, we need to be active about that.
Our club had
it's
10
our
people.
job now. We need to pick up that
slack.
We need to pick that up and take that responsibility.
May I make a quick suggestion about the size of the pictures?
Sure.
Yes.
Because people can be, and they have been sending things that are gigabytes in size, believe it or not. I think that you should probably say, in terms of resolution, probably 300 bits per
Yeah,
inch is
300.
adequate. But don't send anything that's, 30 feet by 40 feet. And a lot of the cameras now generate that. Something
Yeah,
like 10
300
inches,
DPI is
would be
printable.
good.
Yeah, 300 DPI is printable.
Right.
And let's limit it, to 3 or 4 photos.
Yeah, well, yeah. I've
Because
gotten
we got
I've
some
got
folks that are
some
sending
emails with
50
10 photos
that are
and they're
sending
all
50.
amazing, and I have to pick one.
Yeah.
So I want.
Yeah, I said
yes,
at least 50. I said at least 15. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And thank you. But I'm probably only going to be one because there's lots of us, and that's okay. And please,
I was gonna ask this, what maybe somebody burst you with I mean, I think I sent like 4 or 5. I didn't expect you to put more than one in. But maybe when they send that email, maybe they can give you a quick description of each. You can file that away and you've got ammo for the next few months or
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah, absolutely. I do. And I have no problem if somebody wants to say, "Look, you want to send me a picture of something that you turned 15 years ago, but you think is one of your best pieces." That's going to end up in the newsletter. But we're also interested in what you're turning right now. Or tips and tricks. Hey, I had this issue and this is how I fixed it on my lathe. Here, let me show you. That kind of thing is that kind of thing is really valuable. Holiday edition. Easter is the next major holiday. How many of us turn Easter eggs? Valentine's. Yeah, I'm sorry. Valentine's is the first major holiday of the year. So what do you make for Valentine's? Show us pictures. Easter then. How many of us turn Easter eggs? Send us your eggs. Send us maybe something a little different you do with Easter eggs.
Themes.
All these kind of things. Our challenges, this new challenge thing that Brenda's doing.
Inspiration program.
The inspiration program. We're going to feature those.
Yes.
And this is the thing. This is not my newsletter. This is your newsletter. So if you want to see something in it, you got to tell me. Okay. Email me, editor@worldwidewoodturners.org. Let me know, hey, what if we put this in? Or, hey, here's an article that I wrote. I can't necessarily, if you wrote it, most likely I can use it unless you have an exclusive deal with whoever you're submitting it to. If you're submitting it to us, to Worldwide Woodturners, there's no issue. Okay.
Right.
But if you're submitting it like, if you're submitting it to a magazine, they may have copyright, whatever their deal is with you, there may be copyright things. So you may, it's your responsibility if you are writing articles to understand what your agreement is with that magazine, because I don't want to get you in trouble. But, Jim Duxbury's writing for a magazine publication out of England. I don't know what his agreements are or his copyright agreements are with that magazine. So we don't want to cause problems for Jim.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not sure what happens there.
Yeah. And so Jim, but I think you can still write something completely specific just for us.
Oh, sure.
I don't know what your agreement is.
Bullshit. He said bullshit.
It's all good. It's all good.
Joaquin, you want
right.
just one picture or a multi-picture or one piece or what?
If you have 4
Be
or
more
5
specific.
pictures. Now, some pieces I need 2 or 3 pictures just so that we can wrap our heads around it.
Right.
We have a member from Italy, I believe, who does multi-axis turning, and he and Steve
Czechoslovakia.
from Ireland are they're going to be like our multi-axis challengers doing head-to-head stuff.
Hasek from the Czech Republic.
The Czech Republic, yeah.
Yes.
And some of his images, you need to see 2 or 3 views of it to understand what you're looking at. They're incredible. And same with Steve from Ireland. Some of his pieces you might need to see 2 or 3 images. But that's I'll manage that in the layout.
Yeah.
So
and for those that are
send 2 or 3 or 4 images.
And then for those that are, kind of savvy with your photo editor, if you can do a collage of your photo or of your item, you got 4 different shots, throw it in a collage. That way it's only one image.
Yeah, definitely.
So Good stuff, Joaquin. We'll be touching base on the newsletter, every week, letting you know where we're at and what's going on with it, how it's about, everybody needs to
definitely give
keep
you
in mind
updates.
this is something new that we're doing. And actually it's not even new because Captain Eddie was doing it before. And it's, we're just knocking the mothballs off of it and putting it back out there and seeing what we can do with it. So
This is the next iteration as we
That's
grow as a
right.
club.
Hey, Joaquin, thanks a lot, man. Thank you.
Oh, it's my honor. Look, I've seen some photos of some work over the past week and a half that are making my mind just I've seen
I
some
know.
beautiful things.
I think
Yes, folks, I know Bob is
I've
back.
been watching the same photos. And yes,
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah, there are some mind-blowing. You guys are doing amazing work out there, and it makes me very humble.
Very good. All right. Thank you, Joaquin. All right. Let's jump back over to see what Bob's got on his various items that various folks wanted to see. Hey, Bob, thanks for waiting.
All right. Yeah, not a problem. This is the little marking block. It's nothing but a couple of, they're probably, I don't know, 1.25 inch blocks, maybe 3 inches long. And the two outside ones are just to make it sit flat. And then the center one, you can move it up and down depending on how big of a piece you have. But it's very easy to mark to find the center of square pieces, rectangles, nearly anything. You just turn the block, draw a line across it. And what you're trying to do here, you'll end up with two lines. Let's say that you draw one line and then you flip it completely over, 180 degrees, and you draw another line, and they might not match up, but that's okay. You just go between the two lines, and that's the center of your block going that direction. Excuse me, and you do the same thing the other way. But this is easy to do. It's just you can tighten it up with this little wing nut, just a bolt holding it, and just a pencil drawn, shoved in a hole in that center block. The other item that y'all were talking about is called you see this, it's called a pick me up. And basically all it has, I screwed too much of it out now, but basically it has this kind of a rubbery consistency stuff on the end of it. And the more you turn it, the more it comes out. But that's what you use to pick up the little parts with. This end has a little tool that you can, use it to hold them down or do something with. I don't use that a whole lot, but I do use this end.
Is that refillable?
I don't know if it's refillable, but it was fairly cheap. I think it's $5, $6 or something, and it lasts quite a while. And they might have refills for it. I have no idea. The other thing was the eyes. This is a little carton of eyes that I get from Amazon. Everybody, there's other places that sells eyes. This one I just like because it had the little individual deals, and I didn't have to buy only one kind. I could buy an assortment of them. So this is, I think they went up to 10 millimeter down to 4. And you just pick whatever size eye or nose or or mouth, whatever you want to make. The other item y'all talked about was this little stick. This comes really in handy. I've got it marked on both sides. So it depends on if I'm holding it with my left hand or my right hand, and I can still see what size that hole is. So you take and this is in place of calipers. So instead of, making your calipers 1 inch or, sitting here trying to figure out what it is, well, you drill this into, this is just a piece of paneling. So you drill the holes. Like I drilled a 1 inch hole, a 1.125 inches, and I just drill these holes all on the same line. So I had a piece of wood that was twice this big, and I drew a line down here. And I found the center of it, put my drill bit here and drilled that hole. Drilled this hole, drilled all on that same plane, that same line, and then come back and just cut it off. So now I either have 2 sticks or I throw the other one away.
Clever.
But it's easy to use. You can, put it over the top of whatever you're turning and you say, okay, well, I'm at 1 inch or close to 1 inch, and do the same thing for all these holes down through here. Anyway, those are easy and very quick and easy to use. So that was it. That was my show me thing here. Let's
All
go
right,
see
thank
somebody
you,
else's
Bob.
product.
Bob,
Nice
I
tips
just
and
like to
tricks.
say that it's a really, really great idea that what you do when you do your demonstrations is it's an edited video, so we don't have to sit through sanding and things like that. Those are given. I really appreciate the streamlined way you present your demos.
Well, good. I hope I get most of that sanding out. I want to, when the sanding, I usually am going from, probably an 80 all the way down to a 400 or something, but I don't want to show you all that. So, yeah. And I don't want to show you all the turning because a lot of you guys know how to turn, and I'm not the best turner, but I like to show you my ideas of how I do something or how to do something. So that's basically what I'm trying to do in these videos, is just a how-to, give you an idea to go off and play with,
You know, Bob, that is the best thing that I have gotten out of this hobby, is to show how what I've learned.
Yeah, and I enjoy that. I like to make jigs. I like to figure out, how I look on Pinterest or any of these Facebook, and I look at something and I take a picture of it if I like it and say, okay, well, how did he do that? And then try to figure it out, reverse engineer it to where I can do it. In all of these little projects, you've got to think ahead. You've got to think, okay, well, I want this, but how do I get to that end step? I've got to be able to hold it. I've got to be able to turn it. I got to be able to sand it.
Three steps ahead of yourself. Right.
Yeah.
That's the coolest part.
Bob, on your pencil holder, the hole for the pencil, is that drilled at an angle into the wood, through the wood?
Yes, it is. It's drilled at an angle. You can, if I put these all flat, you see how the pencil is sitting in here?
Okay.
So that's the angle that I drilled for that pencil to sit in.
All right.
So it's not, I don't know what that is, maybe 20 degrees or something, but it's not real critical. I was just trying to come in here and come out somewhere close to the center. It didn't end up in the center, but it's, like I said, it's not critical. You just put it anywhere that you can be able to raise it up and down outside these 2 outside wings out here. These 2 wings just hold it flat on the table. And this, you moves up and down. You can move that pencil lead up and down. Anyway, this is not
flat table with. Do you have a flat table with enough room on it? It take me all day to clean the spot.
I got a little workbench spot here where I can.
Thanks very much, Bob.
Okay. Again, this is not my idea, guys. This is just, something I found on the internet and like. So, and it does work real well.
Thanks, Bob. I love your ideas.
Okay, thanks.
Love 'em.
Glad y'all do.
Thank you, Bob. Much appreciated as always.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to Alamo City. Billy.
No.
Billy, you got me covered?
All right. I'm getting ready for a little craft fair Friday and Saturday, and so I thought I'd throw some quick turnings together. This is a little tree. It's got 2 coats of clear matte finish on it because I really didn't want it shiny. It's rustic. It's a piece of live oak that's very, very dry, and well, it cracked, but it was cracked when I turned it. But I like it. I like the shape, the undercut. There was no sanding on this whatsoever. It's all just straight off the tool with my spindle gouge. And I made two other things.
It looked
Now-
good, Billy.
Thank you.
Yeah, those cracks just add character, you know.
I think so. My now my snowmen aren't as pretty as Bob's, I'll just tell you. But this is how I do them. The only reason I painted this one, I usually don't paint them. The only reason I painted this one is because I had to do a little bit of filling from too much filling from where the boring beetles got to it. And it was, I already had it shaped and I didn't want to throw it away. So I went ahead and just filled it and then painted it. But the hat is, this also is live oak. The hat is wild plum. That was also quite buggy. But I left the bark in a couple of places just because I like a more rustic hat. The only thing I don't like about this hat is it's a little bit too wide in diameter. I should have turned it down just a little bit more. It is doweled and glued in place. It's got a 3/4 inch length dowel in it. And I use limbs like Joaquin does. I mean, like Bob does, but I've always done it. For the scarves, or the headband is just some ribbon material that I cut up. Flowers I got in a bulk package off of Amazon. I use bamboo skewer for the noses. The buttons and the eyes are bark that I colored black, just pieces of bark that I sculpted to the size and shape that I wanted. And I've got some black nylon, basically trot line cord or fishing line, but I like using it because it's black and it's about the right size for the smile. So that's number one.
He's cute.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Number
I like
two- Go ahead.
We were just saying how cute it was.
I beg your pardon?
We were saying how cute your snowman was.
Oh, thank you, Sue. This one, the hat's shaped a little better, a little more proportional. I always like to cock my hats. I don't know why, I just do. One's cocked to the right, one's cocked to the left. As far as the scarves go, sometimes when I go to Walmart or other cloth type places, they'll have remnants available for pennies on the dollar. And I will pick out ones that I think are more colorful. And that's what I use for scarves. I cut them anywhere from 3/4 to an inch wide, fold them in half, take them in, iron them real quick, wrap them around, and they are glued in place, so they're not going to go anywhere. Same again with the buttons, flowers on the hat. Just, there was a dowel in that piece that I couldn't get rid of, and I didn't want to turn it away because I didn't know how deep it went. So I just left it. Makes it look like he's got a rosy cheek. Anyway, I finally got some turning done, and I'm kind of happy about that.
Looks good.
Thank
Like the eyelashes on that
Billy.
one.
Thanks for carrying me while I was away.
Well, I don't know that I carried you anywhere, but
All good.
I hope my connection is a little better now. I think I'm pretty sure I've narrowed down the culprit. The culprit. It's
Okay.
OBS. If I try to stream with OBS, I have problems. Especially if I'm streaming through Zoom or StreamYard. I don't know why. I've gone through and checked my of my output settings, and I've been lowering the bit rate and all kinds of things to try to get it to where it likes me, but so far I've not been successful. So tonight I'm running strictly off of this camera straight through Zoom, and I don't think I've
You
had
look
a
great.
problem.
Billy,
Yeah,
what?
you look great. So
What
are we
version?
still, Al, please, hold on. So are we good for later in the month?
Later in the month.
You know, next week,
When?
next week, later in the month?
Next week. I may be able to come up with something.
Okay.
No,
If
it's
not,
just-
you know, if not, let me know so I can make other.
I will. I
other
should be able to
arrangements.
come up with something.
Okay.
Congrats
Yeah,
on
your-
that new
your-
great
your-
grandbaby.
Your feed looks great.
That's good. I'm finally glad to hear that.
Right?
I'm a wood turner. What's an OBS?
Oh, that.
The operating system for
Open-
switching cameras on the videos.
It's
Yeah,
open
Oh.
broadcast.
Oh,
Open broadcast.
That's enough explanation.
okay. Yeah, it's over my head already.
It's software, Jim.
Right. All right, let's go to Scott. Hey, Scott.
So I've been playing with Matt's finial idea.
Ooh, look at that.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's
Hold it
that's
back
acrylic.
closer to you. Yeah,
There we
that's
go.
better.
There you go. Better.
So there's
Very-
6 hand cut flutes in there
Wow.
in clear resin. So it'll glow. It's meant to glow under a black light.
Wow.
You're a madman and I love it.
Ah,
Looks like a squid, yeah.
It reminds me of untwisted cable.
There you go.
yeah, it does, don't it? Yep. Sure does.
It's cool.
Then the other thing I
could be the beginning of a fishing lure, you know?
Yeah, it could be. So then my other project that I started showing you guys the other day, there's my completed thine baffle system.
Nice.
And it works
good.
great.
Good.
I sucked a lot of fine dust today and there's nothing in the orange pail. It's all in the big barrel on the floor.
What's holding the orange pail?
A Gamasol lid.
Gamasol.
So you can buy them at any of your big box stores. Here, I can show you how it works. So it's 1/2 snaps onto the bucket. The other half I got screwed onto the filter. And it just unthreads.
And you call that a what? A Gamasol?
Gamasol lid, yep.
Hmm.
And obviously I had to cut the center out of the screw-on part to get it to,
The lid. I got
yeah,
you.
to get it to, drop into the bucket. Because what it's made for is, so when you buy a 5-gallon bucket of paint and you want to use it for something, to pour out of, you can just it's like unscrewing a bottle cap.
Okay. So you go to the paint section. Okay, good deal.
I got this one at Home Depot out of the paint section.
Mhm.
And it's also food grade safe. So if you wanted to use it for something, put liquid in it, it comes with a rubber seal.
Sure. Nice to know. Thanks, Scott.
Yep. So that's what I've been working on this last week, was finishing up that finial and finishing up my dust-free dust collector.
That looks great, Scott. Good job. All right, let's go to Gary. Hey, Gary. Got you.
I just got back from a birthday party, so I have no idea what has come before me. I finally had a little bit of time this week, and this is what I did today. It's got a pith right in. Let's see, the pith is right here. So I'm expecting this thing to probably split and everything else. It's very wet, but I tried it today, and
That is nice.
Like the discussion we had last week, one of them said, well, how about putting the ball on the body? So I tried that, and it has done it. I have a question though. This is probably going to split all over and everything else by the time it's dry. So I am going to probably fill this, and I intend to paint it. Probably the body white, the hat black. There was some discussion about using wood burning to put marks on in your for the bow tie or whatever you're going to have on that, the eyes and all of that. If I paint this, does anybody have any real experience or comments on using the wood burning? Or am I going to have to actually say paint it white and then go in with black or whatever colors and do all of my design in paint? So that was kind of one of the questions on where am I going to go from here?
Gary, I would burn it first and then paint, and then because the wood burning is going to give you the indentation, then you could highlight that with another layer of paint on top of the wood burning.
That's what I was wondering about, if you would burn, because I don't have too much experience doing the wood burning. Are the grooves going to be deep enough where then I go through and hit this with a white and a black?
Yeah.
Gary, the best thing you can do for that is to take a scrap piece of wood and try different methods on just a little area and see what's going to work best for you, because it depends too on what type of paint you use and how that's going to affect it.
Okay, I was figuring on probably just rattle can lacquer, big box store rattle can lacquer.
Yeah, so you can't come back with an acrylic and put an acrylic on top of a lacquer.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of acrylics out there too, so.
Hey Gary, I'd recommend that you use the same type of wood like Ruby was saying.
Same kind of paint.
That way you know it's going to work.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll do like Ruby said and get a piece of the wood that's very similar. This actually, I milled this 2 weeks ago, and it was a 24-inch log, and the pith was left. It was a 5x5 by 8 feet long, and this is a 10-inch cut off of it. So.
Well, if you spray paint, then you're going to fill in any cavities created by the wood burning.
That's
another
yeah.
Yeah. So if you're using a brush and you were careful, you could burn first and then carefully dry brush around the burned parts. But that would require a very fine hand, and I don't know if how good you are or whatnot. So you'd have to make that decision yourself.
I guess I'll probably try painting and then burning. See how that works.
Make sure you got good ventilation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gary, I've wood burned through paint and it works, but then it leaves a darker mark than what you normally would get.
Well, when you get into the face objects and things like that, that might be better anyway.
Right.
Paint.
So yeah, thank you for the thoughts and comments.
Just make sure you wear a mask, because that paint fumes aren't good for you.
Yeah.
Especially when you're burning it.
Very cool. Nice to see something. Another snowman turned out inspiration from last week's demo. That's great.
Yeah. Oh, one comment on this way. Wood was so wet when I pushed them on for the first time. It on the ball itself, it kind of fuzzed it. I didn't know that until after I'd pulled the hat off. I pulled the hat off one time, and it kind of did some tearing up when I was pushing that on. It burned in the first time.
Gary, if you want to take that hat off, you better take it off soon, or it's going to dry and then you won't get it off.
Well, I've had it off once already. I mean, I've done all of it today and I've had it off once. And I probably will take it off again tomorrow so that I can be ready for the painting. But yeah. Yeah, once it's off, you can always get it back on with a little sanding. But yeah, I know what you're saying.
Indeed. All right. Thanks, Gary.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go see what Chief Morgan's got. You done, Dennis? You're muted.
Muted, Dennis.
Yeah, I'm good. Okay.
Now we got
well,
you.
My brother retired recently and I'm making him a present. I've never turned a plate before. So I turned this today
Oh, wow.
and I'll show you what's going to go in the center because we flew and that's
There
off
we
the
go.
unit. It was C-130. I'm going to put brass screws in it, and then I'm going to put a set of his aircrew wings up here, and then I'm going to make a stand for it.
Wow.
Nice.
Very
Very
nice.
nice.
Great. You did a good job on that.
Very
I'm,
nice.
I'm getting there. I can't come close to some of you people, but I'm starting to get there. I think. I hope.
No, you're
There you
there.
are.
You're
That
there.
looked
You're there.
there.
Don't worry about it.
That
Well,
looked
You're
good.
there.
I did good with a scraper today, so I'm getting there. I think. I hope.
All right.
Appreciate everybody's learning a lot. I mean, everybody's got something that is a vast world of knowledge out there, and it really helpful for new people. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Great. Good feedback. Thank you, Chief. Much appreciated. All right. Let's go to Mr. Domack. Glenn, what you got, buddy?
How y'all doing?
Doing good.
Well, back in September, I had showed this this bowl. This is a bowl I made for my daughter for her as a wedding gift, and the insert Joaquin furnished that. And then it ended up being a funnel, and then I put it the insert, this Texas ebony, and Texas ebony with the feature ring on the inside. And when I originally had this wood cut, a friend of mine has a quarry cored out the center. So I made the other two bowls. I made this one's about 8-inch diameter. This is about 8-inch diameter. And then this one's about 10.5.
Very nice.
And they're all out of the same piece of wood, and these two going to be Christmas gifts for them. And then finishing up some other Christmas gifts. This is a piece of cedar or piece of juniper. They were trimming them way back they were trimming them at church, and so I took a bunch of small logs, and so I turned just a little simple one. This one's going to go to a friend of mine. His wife wants Christmas trees now, so I'm turning this one for her. Then
beautiful.
My other sister-in-law, I turned this little honey pot, and with the lid, I turned the beads with a D-Way beading tool on it, and then turned the honey dipper, and it's all out of ash. And then on the pot, I even wood burned the
oh,
nice. Put honey on it, put a bee.
Wow, nice. Yeah.
Very nice.
Put the bee on. Look
good.
Job. And then
You spelled honey wrong.
That's all right.
I'm just teasing.
And then for my sister, this is a yarn bowl. I turned this one for her. I finished this up a little earlier this afternoon, and this is a piece of mesquite.
Nice
and
job.
and the mesquite come from Joaquin's Lumberyard. He's the one that furnishes most of my mesquite. And this piece, the grain was real close grain, real tight grain on it. It turned out pretty nice. So, but my sister, she likes to crochet, so I'm going to give this to her for her a Christmas gift. So
Very nice job.
Thanks. That's all I got.
Very cool. All right. Thank you, Glenn.
You're welcome.
Very nice, Glenn.
All right.
Thanks.
Let's go back to the cold lands. Matt.
Well, let's I'm in the middle of making a bunch of things for Christmas and so on, but let's start with this. This is a warm up, little box elder tree, and the bark was coming apart and the wood was coming apart, so I hit it with fire, and I really like the way that turned out. So I'm gonna make some more of those. So that's pretty cool, especially the way it sort of like crawled up into the tree there a little bit, you know.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
neat.
I was trying to get sharp edges and they kept chipping out on the edge, you know. So I was like, I'll just torch that, you know. And then I've been making some birdhouses and birdhouse ornaments and festiving them up for the season. So I made this one today, and I got another one here, and I'm being the human clamp and putting birds on the perches. So this is oak.
Very nice.
So, and then I've been doing snowmen, of course. So
And
I got this
birdhouses are
guy.
pretty-
Cute.
So, and I do my noses. These are just 1/4-inch dowels, and I put them on the band sander and round them off, and then I dip them in paint. And I use just like the orange airbrush paint I have sitting around. So, and then I have this guy here.
That's all the wood burning. That's a burning underneath the paint.
What's that?
Good job.
So the hat's burned, yeah.
That's
But
really
these are a
cool.
lot of fun, and the faces are painted, and this is all the scarves and stuff are ribbon. I do have some of those remnants. Was that you, Scott, or was it you, Billy, who was talking about getting the remnants from the
Billy.
like the
That
Joann's?
was me.
Yeah. So yeah, I got remnants. I've got a bunch of that stuff too. Oh, it's over there. So yeah, it's there's 1,001 really cool things at the hobby stores. You know, your Joann's, your Michael's, your Hobby Lobby, whatever. So I got super glue in my hands. But yeah, it's limitless what you can do, and they've been selling they're picking up and selling really well. So I'm happy.
Oh, that's good.
I can afford tools for Christmas.
There you go. Right. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Ruby. Thank you very much, Dane.
All right. Let's go to Mr. Dawson. Al, you're up.
My goodness. Yeah, okay. Can you hear me
Gotcha.
too? Okay,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sorry. Let's see, where do we start? I don't know, maybe if Wayne is still on, and remember you and Captain Eddie, you talked about making whistles. I never made a whistle. Remember you guys were talking about making whistles in a library?
Yeah, but you got to send the kids home with them.
Oh, I did. I made over the holidays. I knew who all was going to be there, and we had everybody all around the country come in for the holidays. And yes, I had enough whistles. I had enough tops, and you should have seen and heard the place.
That's what's great.
Nice job.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I never thought about that, but it's the most simplest thing in the world to make. You know, it's super duper simple.
There were some parents unhappy after that one, though, I bet.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I have a heater here. It's chilly out here too. What?
I was just kidding, saying there are probably some parents that are hearing a lot of whistles. They hate you right now.
It was a blast. It was a blast. This is the finished part. Of a few weeks I was making what's the stuff? Sorry, no.
Square bowl.
Anyway,
Square
Wayne
vessel.
was talking about putting the ventilation and stuff, and I got this paint that kind of rainbow paint.
Yeah, it looks good.
Here's the top of that.
Thinking about the potpourri bowl?
Pardon?
The potpourri bowl that Wayne did? Is that what you're thinking about?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, that looks, Albert.
Just beautiful.
It looks great.
They're Jacobs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
Good deal.
Carl Jacobson. Yeah, I saw that. That's cool. Very nice, Albert.
That's
Wow.
great.
Oh,
Wow.
that was
nice
great.
job, Al.
Look, it's sewed up.
Nicely done, Al.
Better- It looks better than his, Al.
Yeah. Great.
Well, actually, it turns out so crazy. This was a big crack. It was going all the way up my log. I said, well, here's where I'm going to go with it. And this is the crack that I kept following. I thought I'd be able to turn it out, but it went that deep. But
That is nice.
It turned out good.
It looks great.
That's wonderful.
You never know.
Well
That's what
done.
that outlaw call might have been doing, following a crack.
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of funny. This is going to probably be my Christmas gifts this year. I showed
Hey.
you guys once inside out turning of a vase on a table.
Very nice.
Yeah, it looks great.
Inside out.
Yeah, inside out turning.
Those are
It's I think it's so simple. It's the most simplest thing in the world. I have things here to show you if you want to see.
Yeah.
You glue 4 cubes together and well, I'll show it to you later. If you want. I made another goofy thing. No. It's I know. No, what is I had his name here. Mustafa Sunmez. Yeah, Mustafa Sunmez. Now look, this is the most craziest thing. Look at this. You start off, you put a tenant. Oh, first of all, it's a log. It's a log. And you put a tenant on and you do whatever you want to do and do a little bit up here, but don't go too far because you know that you're gonna go and
Wow.
and do that, you know. So
That is cool, Albert.
I mean, it was one of the coolest things. You can't bore down too far because you still need this in order to do this, and it was like what Bob was saying earlier. You have to think 2-3 steps ahead of something. It was.
Which way up does it go?
Pardon?
Which way up does it go?
Here's top. That's
Okay.
that's the way Mustafa presented it.
Yeah, those are really unusual. They look good.
It was so cool. I mean, you're grabbing it from all different parts, but you can only go so far because you know you have to go back to it again to go and finish another section on the other side. And then, again, you can't finish it. Well, this was part of what he shows. He left it on, but you can't go too far in to start because if you're going to start spinning, you don't want to have a hollow thing created by yourself. I mean, you'll hollow it out, and then you'll bore through. You know what I'm saying? So you have to think a couple steps ahead, and I thought it was a cool one. It was cool.
Nice job,
Yeah,
Albert.
very nice. Good job.
That's cool.
Pretty cool. Well, thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Al. All right, let's go. I know this guy's got something. Hey, Joaquin.
Hey,
Got something?
okay. All right. First thing I want to do, I want to share was it Gary who's doing the wood burning? Was it Gary one of the
What?
wood burning, the snowman?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I've done a lot of wood burning, got quite a bit of it done. And just for an example, this mountain lion here, wait, I don't even think you see it. Can you see how yellow his eyes are? Or can you see that? You're going to have to use a brush, in my opinion, instead of spraying it. And this is a little painted bunny. All the black stuff there, that's the feathers. All that is wood burning. The eye and all that is left over from the wood burning. And you do kind of a wash on it. And the black stays there. Now, if you spray over it with a spray can, rattle can, it may not be as effective as using a brush. But you can make them come out. Even on a carved bird, we did some metal arcs. On these back wings back here, that's the wood burning is the feathers and stuff on the back side, even though it painted over it, it was deep enough. You did a wash on it where they would come through. But I was also thinking maybe if you could use an embellishing cream, a dark embellishing cream, if you have to do a real slick, like a gloss paint, if you sprayed it on, then you might use some embellishing cream to set in them places, but burn them deep. And I think it'll be a fun project, Gary. I think you'll like it.
Yep, look up dry brushing also, and they make a black liming wax and a white liming wax depending on what you want to fill with. So there's a lot of options, and I know that there's embellishing waxes like the Hampshire Sheen people make embellishing waxes. You can get it off the Walnut Log Jeff Hornung's site.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's like
those
when
are
we do our
pretty.
tops, we design our tops and put embellishing wax in it and then paint over it.
Yep. Yeah.
Great design.
Yep.
Well, I admired some lanterns that Bob made, and he had put these slots in there with a router, and I thought, man, I haven't got time to mess with making a jig and stuff or do whatever I thought to. And John Lucas, he had a video, and also Mike Peace, but John on the lanterns. This is started out with, it was just a four-sided log, and I mean blank, and drilled 4 holes in it and carved it out. And this is drilled for one of the lights. And I just, when I put the light in there, I put some hot glue on 3 spots of hot glue in there and put it in there. And so I thought, well, that's pretty cool. So I did another the same way. And then I decided, and I did some painting and some knurling on this one. And I decided, man, it needs more holes in that. So I decided, well, we'll go down to a smaller size bit and we'll put the 6 holes in it.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah. And so I think that I like that better than the 4 holes.
I do too.
And I said, it needs more holes than that. We got to add some more. So then this one here.
Oh, goodness.
I put 1/4-inch holes top and bottom of the 5/8 holes.
That looks cool.
Yeah, I think I like that one better. Yeah.
The next one's a shotgun, right?
Yeah. And then John, he makes he does metal spinning with a piece of copper and makes a rooftop for him, And so I cheated and I used the copper leaf on this one here.
That's just working smarter.
Yeah.
That's a nice effect, Joaquin.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
It's been fun, just trying it out, and it got to where, I had so many round pieces of stock that I prepared for finials and such that I ended up setting up a device on my drill press and just marking them divided up in 6 areas and just drill them. And I liked it better than doing the squares. No telling where I'll go tomorrow, but that's what I got.
Good.
Nice job.
Thanks, Joaquin.
Bet.
All right, let's go to, let's see, Robert he had his hand up earlier. Where is he? iPad 9. Robert. How you doing, sir? You had your hand up earlier. You got something?
Yes, sir, I did. I was going to comment about the snowman that the fellow made. When you do the wood burning on it, you can always follow that wood turning up with a felt tip pen, and you can use it with any color you want. Obviously, black on a white snowman, but if, for example, you do a scarf around the snowman's neck, you can check mark it, with little X's and whatever, and then fill that in with, say, green from left to right and red from right to left, kind of like hash marks across that, make it look like a plaited scarf.
Oh, good idea.
A good idea, yeah. It's like a little marker.
Exactly. Yeah, I tried to send you my I don't know what to call it, a portfolio page, I guess I could call it that. I used it when I first submitted my application to join the site, but I created a single collage of my work, and then in the upper left-hand corner, I put one picture of myself doing a demonstration, and then another small picture of myself, and it just happened to be taken at my military retirement party in front of an American flag. So I think it's got 10 pictures on it, and then 2 of which are my photos, and then the other 8 are pictures of my work. So it's just an idea. If someone wants to try and copy it, I'm not, I'm not too proud to share it.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you're able to do demos?
I beg your pardon?
But what I heard in that was you're able to do demos.
Oh, I've been doing this for, I don't know, over 50 years, and I belong to SWAT and the AAW, and I've done them in both places. I created a course, if you want to call it that, a demonstration called the presentation of the tool to the wood. And in that, I took the 5 basic, or what I call 5 basic wood turning tools, and I demonstrated each one and how they approach the material to produce the best results. And I toured around with that for a while until people got tired of listening to me, and I always believe that I don't show up and teach you how to turn a widget. I show up and show you how to use the tool, and then you use your own creativity and turn your own widget.
So Robert, would you
always been my philosophy.
Robert,
instructing.
Would you be willing to do a demo in the future for us?
Well, I'm not set up to do a demo in my shop. I did live demos at organizations and clubs and at SWAT and whatever. But no, I've got a small garage, single car garage, which has never seen a car.
Right, yeah, I got a 2-car garage that's never seen a car either.
Exactly. So I think there's a lot of us like that.
Yes.
But no, I had a association with my father-in-law, who was a ceramic artist, and he got me interested in throwing pottery on a potter's
wheel.
And I had done just a couple of small pieces on a lathe in a wood shop in high school when when they had shop in high schools, and I tried to get back into it, but I was in the military and traveling around for 25 years, so it took me a while to, go from shop to shop and build up a supply of equipment. But anyway, I managed to apply what I learned on the potter's wheel to the turning wheel, and that's where I ended up. And I've been doing this for 45 years, I guess 50 years now.
Nice.
Very good.
Yeah,
I gotta say that for myself, I'd be fascinated in that discussion. So if you'd want to have a demo on that, I'd be delighted.
Well, I've been following Captain Eddie for years.
Yeah, a lot of us have.
I think a lot of us have.
Yeah.
A lot of us have learned a lot of things from him.
Mm-hmm. You probably
Yeah.
got a lot to put in on the tips and trick night too. Then.
Well, I'm working off of an iPad right now. I'm not in my office, so the next time I sign on, I'll get on my computer, and that way maybe I can share some things with you that that I've got on yet.
Absolutely.
One of my demos included the turning of a lidded box, in which I turned a cylinder and separated the top from the bottom. I hollowed out the bottom then. And when I had turned the cylinder, I put a tenon on each end. So when I started hollowing out the box, I created a recess for the tenon that I put on the top of the box. So I left the bottom of the box on the chuck, turned the top around and socketed in a pressure fit into the bottom. I hollowed out the top, took it off, and then finished hollowing out the bottom, put the two pieces together. And so I never took the bottom off the lathe until it was finished. Did anybody at all follow that?
I followed it, and yeah, that's not how I do boxes. It's very interesting. So I got a question.
Yeah.
Do you have stuff like that on video, pre-recorded?
No, sir. No, sir.
No?
I've just done strictly live demos.
Okay.
With it, some of them have been
Right on.
taped. I didn't keep them. Yeah, some of the clubs that I turned for and whatever were filmed, but I never got a copy.
Okay.
Darn.
Well, we'll figure something out.
Yeah. Well,
nice try, guys.
I know.
Well,
We're going to get as much information out of these guys as we can.
I've only been on here a short time with you folks. One of your other members introduced me to it, and
Nice.
I've really enjoyed it. I've only been here for a month or so, and this is the first time I've spoke up. So
Okay.
I couldn't stay silent forever, I guess.
No worries.
Where do you live, Robert?
Robert, can I ask you for your phone number so I can call and chat with you later?
Sure. You're welcome to it. Yeah.
What is it?
210-373-9002. I have an
Got it.
email address if you'd like it. We can swap pictures that way if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, it's R.W. Edwards, EDWARDS.
There's all that back in there is wood burn.
Audio.
R.W. Edwards, EDWARDS 9231 @gmail.com.
Excellent. I will send you an email
Please do.
tomorrow, and that way you'll have my personal email.
Thank you very
And
much.
I'll also text you tomorrow. I've got vet appointments with my cats tomorrow and Friday. but probably over the weekend, I'll give you a call and we can chat,
Okay.
catch up and get to know each other a little bit. Excellent. Much appreciated. I'm so glad you spoke up and introduced yourself to the group.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've enjoyed you quietly for a month or so now, and I finally couldn't
Great.
keep my mouth shut.
Awesome.
And I had
Awesome.
just put you
That's what
on
we
the
want.
list of newbies too.
Thank you. All right.
Excellent.
All
All right. Well,
great.
we're at the top of the hour,
No,
the witching
Gordon.
hour for the meeting.
Yeah.
So let's swing back to Captain Eddie here for closing ceremonies, and
Hello,
we'll go
Cap.
from there.
You started it with the, just now, when Brenda said list. You
Well,
see,
I've been-
Robert, that's a new member. A lot of new members don't understand. We don't have a memberships list. We have a contact list. And how do you get one? It's on our website. That's right. You go to contact and there's a little thing for members list and you fill it all out exactly as it asks you to fill it out. And
Right.
the subject is Captain, capital C, APTAIN, and then you send it on in. Exactly as, remember, you got check and uncheck boxes and all that stuff, just like it is. Keep the bots away. But then
Okay.
you're part of that list. And you have a list of all these folks that you've been talking to tonight. How to get a hold of Dane, Brenda, and Joaquin, and Billy Burt, and all these other folks. They all want to be chatting with you and sharing information. And that's how we do it. It's right here, and it's for you, the wood turner. Somebody said earlier, this is just for you, the wood turner. It always has been, always will be. And I love it. You folks are the best advertisement that Hobby Lobby, Joann's, and Michael's ever had, because every week we talk about how we go there and get scraps and blocks and pieces and bits and all that. And remember, if you find something like somebody tonight said, I like the little blinking light LED thing to go in my candle. If you find one that works for you, you can get that item number, that model number, and you can put that in the chat. So the rest of them can go there and say, hey, I'm looking for this. And they can find it for you. Or if they have it, or you have a slight idea. And you know, if you're like me and you go to those places, it all kinds of gets to be kind of a jumble after a few moments. And whatever you came looking for, it ain't where. And some look like they're stacked out of rat packs, you know, how they organize things. So if you can go in and ask, you can probably find it, but that's what we do. We help people find things and ideas. And that piece we saw a little while ago that had a multi-turning to it. Yeah, Albert, that's a multi-turning. That's like a multi-turning. That qualifies for a couple of photographs in our upcoming newsletter. See, we have to see those kinds of things in order to get our brains clicking on how did he do that? Not why did he do that, just how did he do that? How did he hold it? Where did he come up with this idea? And that's what's coming up. So what you've ran across tonight when you've joined us, we're a bunch of folks sitting on a tailgate sharing ideas about wood turning. We've got the world's finest website dealing with wood turning. We've got a new project called The Inspire. The Inspire, where we ask one new member, give us an idea what you'd like to see, 2 details of what you'd like to see in a wood turning. And then we ask another new member, can you make this for us? And there's no pressure. If you can't, because you're still working on getting your shop set up, hey, we understand it. Well, we got your name and number. But if you like to join in and show us what you can do, that's what we can do. And then you found out about the newsletter, an expanded portion of what we do here at Worldwide Woodturners. The new edition comes out January 3rd. Do you have something to put in there? Are you going to make the inaugural edition of it? Are you going to be part of history? Yeah, you can. You're going to have a whole lot of fun. We're all on the tailgate every Wednesday night. Bring a friend. Come on and join us. Spread the word. Tell people where wood turning really lives. Right here. Until next Wednesday. Oh, I got to say this at this time. Last month, it was stay cool. Now it's get warm. I'm Captain Eddie Gastelum. Y'all take care, be good. And in the words of Sue, be safe. Save that chat. Good night, everybody. Take care.
Night, Eddie.
Night,
Night,
Eddie.
Eddie.
Night, Eddie.
Night, everybody.
Night, Eddie.
Chat.